Good evening, everybody. See a few of you already in here. Chat's going nicely. It's only showing 4 people watching. Where'd everybody go? Get this thing shared out there. Get as many people watching as you possibly can. We'll get started here in just a couple minutes. Stand by. Everybody comes in. Everybody's starting to slowly trickle in. Again, hit the share button down below. Let's bring some folks in here. Get ready to get started. You know what? We got enough of a crowd. Let's just go ahead and light this candle, shall we? Good evening. Happy New Year to everybody. Welcome to Ham Shack TV Live. I'm your host, Josh, AA4WX. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below. Certainly helps the channel grow. If you ain't already a subscriber, why? I don't know how you got here, but I'm glad you are here. Hit that subscribe button. My camera is doing some interesting stuff tonight. It is actually tracking me. I've not gotten it to do that with the live streaming feature of it tonight before, but now it's working, so that's kind of cool. Looking pretty light tonight as far as a panelist thing goes, but you know what? That's fine. We'll make the best of it as we can. It is a holiday after all, so Happy New Year. Hope you had a great 2025 New Year's Eve. I know we had fun last night on Ham Radio 2.0's live stream. Big old bunch of us got in there. Of course, Jason, and we had Mike, and who else? Tim was in there, and Mesh Dave, and a whole bunch of guys. Of course, Tank was in there, and Ham Radio Wilderness Frank. Good show. It's a good show, and glad that Jason had me on. We had a good time last night. Getting ready for 2026, and indeed it is here. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up on the channel for 2026. We're going to talk about that tonight. But one of the big things that I do want to mention is, again, we've got the 2026 Ham Shack TV Hamfest Tour. Once again, fueled by Ham Radio Prep and World Radio League. I cannot wait to get started on that. We start on that next month. Holy crap, y'all. About a month and a half, we'll be heading to Florida. Pulling the old what is it Julie called it, the dummy load, pulling it down to Florida and getting ready for Hamcation. Let's check on the chat, see who all we've got watching here. Cooley's in the house. Good to see you, Cooley. K8KAZ's in the house. Gary Graham's in the house. Let's see here. It's Dave. Dave's here. We'll see Dave here in a minute. Vaughn's in the house. Good to see you, Vaughn. You know where to find the link. You can come in here if you want to. Jason Evans, good to see you. Prep Ham Paul's in the house, of course. You're welcome to come on in here, too, if you want to, Prep Ham Paul. Let's see here. WCEB 86, or excuse me, WC. I can't talk, y'all. WECB 640. Good to see you here. W9EGL. Greetings from Robert in Montgomery, Alabama. Good to see y'all. By the way, Alabama, Robert, I didn't get to see the end of the game. Did Indiana beat you all? I know it wasn't looking good when I was watching about halftime. Frequency Frontiers in the house. Good to see you. Who else? Chris is in the house. And Marvin's in the house. Speaking of Marvin, let's bring in the regulars here, or at least a couple of the regulars so far. Marvin, you kind of look like you're just kind of in a spotlight there.
I see it. I gotta get my ghost. I gotta get my ghost image figured out here for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So I'm trying to fix the camera now.
Yeah. Hello, fellas.
Josh, WEC B640. That's Hollywood.
Hollywood.
That's a lot of knowledge right there.
Yeah. W9EGL says, I'm all Auburn, no clue on the Alabama game. It was not looking good. Did either of you see if Alabama pulled that one back out of the water or not?
I didn't. I was out playing Poto most of the day.
Let's take a look here.
I did hear about it. Caught the edge of it.
It wasn't looking good when I looked at halftime.
Yeah, when January 1st, when you can run around in a short sleeve shirt, you go outside and play outside.
Ooh. My condolences to my friends down south. Oh my gosh. Not good. 38-3. What a blowout.
They got handed it.
Well, and what was crazy is on college game day before then, everybody picked Bama. All of them picked Bama.
I don't know if anybody's going to beat Indiana the way they're playing right now.
I don't either. They look like the perfect football team right now.
To me, Oregon's the only one that's got a shot.
Yeah, I could agree. I could agree with that. Let's see here. What else here? Frequency Frontier says, no, they lost bad. Yep.
Yes, they did.
Vaughn says, Poto Power is a few shy of 2,200 on YouTube. Thank y'all for your help. Yeah, y'all go subscribe to Poto Power. Make sure let's crank their numbers up a bit.
Everybody talking about 2,200 and all this stuff, and I'm just measly at 190 now.
We got to get you there. We got to get you.
We'll get you there.
Marvin's had a pretty big jump lately, I've seen.
I have. I had a goal back in like October, I'm at 250 or something, and I kind of had a big jump for some reason. And then the very end of the year, it was like, let's get me through, to 500. And it's like, we can do this before the end of December. And I'm at 571, I think, as of today. So I appreciate everyone watching, listening, that, my subscribers got up to where they were, and they jumped up really big, really quick for some reason. I don't know if it was just a couple of videos or a little pushing here and there, but I'm grateful for all of it, and very humbled by all that. I was really surprised. So
yeah,
still got a little bit of a giveaway I want to do for 500. So yeah,
well, that's awesome. Yeah. With me, it's just doing more content, and I'm starting to do more content, and that's one of my goals for this year.
It makes a difference. And then I think Josh or somebody said not too long ago, is like, you don't have to do a lot of shorts, but I think shorts do make a little bit of a difference. So
they do.
Yeah, shorts is what reaches the outside world, outside of your realm.
Yeah.
So it's important. I think it's not your click through rate, but whatever your swipe rate.
Yep.
That'll tell a lot of the story. I mean, on shorts, your swipe rate's going to be quite high.
Yeah.
But those that do watch, you typically can pull them in for a long form video and get a subscription out of them.
Yeah.
And that's what I've noticed. I've actually gotten several of my shorts here lately, gotten 1 or 2 subscriptions off of each one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Anyway, what's up, y'all? Did y'all have a good Christmas?
We did. My wife and I and Otto, my dog, all traveled to Kansas City, and we spent some time with my brother, my sister, and my mom's parents, and it was good to see one of my cousins as well. And I haven't really been with them together with family for many years, and so it was kind of cool to just things didn't work out. We've always been traveling or working, or we've been in the middle of moving once or twice. My parents were moving, I think, last year, and so it's just always kind of goofy stuff going on. So it was good to spend time Christmas and with them and everything. But I thought today my mom called me in and just seeing how things are going, and my sister apparently has like this Aden virus or whatever, adenovirus, and it's pretty serious. It's kind of like a flu and COVID combo of some sort. So, but she's getting better. She's recovering from that, and luckily I've not picked up that myself, which is good. So spending time with them over Christmas, but it was good. We got to spend some time with New Year's with my wife's family yesterday. I smoked some chicken wings and some 2 racks of ribs, and they were very good. So it was fun time.
That's cool. And you mentioned that adenovirus.
Is that okay? I don't know
Yeah.
how to pronounce it. So
It's rough. It's rough. I've seen that before.
yeah.
What about you, Dave?
Yeah, we had a good Christmas. My youngest one came down, spent the day with us on Christmas Day. Went out and played with the G106 a little bit outside, and got my youngest daughter actually asking questions about ham radio. So now I can't wait for her to come back down and
Ooh.
see if we can get her to work on at least getting her tech. And then Saturday after Christmas, my middle daughter and my 2 oldest grandbabies and her husband, they came down. So yeah, it was a good Christmas.
Did anybody get anything good?
Well, I guess you could say it was a Christmas present, even though I won it on Ham Radio Crash Course.
Oh,
But the G106,
yeah.
it showed up right before Christmas. It's not working well with my background being removed,
right.
but it showed up right before Christmas. So yeah, I'd consider it a Christmas present.
I didn't have anything ham radio related for Christmas this year. Had everything I needed, and my biggest thing was my wife came in from Massachusetts right prior to Christmas, so that was kind of nice to have. And then I was able to also ascertain a job fitting background here, so that was my 2 big things that I was kind of hoping and wishing for, and worked out good. So
Yeah, I meant to ask you about that.
Yeah.
You got the job worked out?
I think so. Like I said, just pending background, and should have more information on Monday about it. But 'cause everybody's kind of gone through the Christmas holiday, but looking forward to that. Knowing a little bit more on Monday in regards to that, and seeing how things go. So yeah, that was my. If there was one thing I could have had for Christmas, that was going to be it. And so it came literally the day before, so it was cool.
You just got to hope that they don't find that murder charge from 20 years ago.
I was gonna say, did you hide that stuff good there, Marvin?
Yeah, where the body said, right? Yeah, no joke. So
Well, good. That's exciting.
it is.
Vaughn's in the chat saying the Christmas came early with the Mark II. Yeah, 100% agree with that. I love this Mark II. I haven't completed the transaction with Gigaparts yet, but I've decided I'm gonna buy it.
You're gonna
I love this radio. It is such a step up from what Mike and them would argue as might not be called the Mark One. But
if Mike's listening, he's gonna blow a gasket.
yep. Come on in here, Mike.
Have you done any remote operation with that radio yet?
A lot.
Oh, yeah.
I've got it set up to where I use the application called SDR Control
For ICOM, right? On
for
the Mac?
ICOM. Yeah, I've got it both on my phone and on my computer,
Yep.
and I haven't opened WSJTX since I've done this.
Are you hunting POTA from your toilet?
Not for my toilet, but I could if I wanted to. If I wanted to. But no, I was sitting in my office at work a couple of weeks ago and sit there, just scrolled the bands and made FT8 from.
So that's right, because Marcus has FT8 built into that program, just like he does for Flex. So
Yeah. I mean, I'll if I'm being completely honest and transparent about it, this application really it. I've never operated Flex, so it's hard for me to say.
Yep.
But this application really just
Okay.
makes this 7300 into a Flex basically.
It does. That's exactly what it's doing right there. So you're gonna see it's very similar. You got the waterfall and everything going with it, and you got your frequencies and your settings and changes, which is really cool. and that's really fun to have. Yeah, I was literally at my in-laws this afternoon, and I pulled out the radio, and one of my buddies came up on Ham Alert, and I literally pulled up my headset and put in the iPad, and put in the frequency he was at, and I mean, I made contact with him on my parents or my in-laws living room table or kitchen table, and they made a contact with him right there, remoting back into my station, 5 miles across the as the eagle flies, and it was fun. So it's
absolutely, yeah, and the internal modes that you can use on this particular application. Never heard of HF fax, but apparently you can send a fax with it. Ready?
So HF fax what a lot of people who does, I'm not wholly 100% on it, but if you have if you're out doing ships or you're near the coast, you can get your weather reports via HF fax.
I see the high pressure symbol up there. Oh, y'all aren't seeing what I'm showing. Try that again. Entire screen. There we go.
I was wondering if you have the other tools you can see on there as well. Does he have SSTV or anything on there too?
Yeah, HF fax, Ready, PSK, APRS, SSTV, and FT8. But then you go that's just under the modes. Right. You go under the tools, and you've got MIDI controller, CTR2 controller. I mean, network CW keyer.
That's exactly the same as it is for Flexen. I mean, that's almost to a T, my friend.
I mean, here's the deal, guys. You don't have to spend $5,000-$6,000 on Flex now. You can get to $7,300, then spend you $88 and get this app, and you're rocking.
$88. I got robbed. That's $99 for me.
Yeah, it was $88 in the Apple App Store.
Nice.
Yeah, but it'd be a lot more than $88 for me because I don't own an Apple.
Now I have a question. If you go to Window or View, is there PT? Go to View. There is PT there. Now, how are you doing PTT when you are on your laptop or iPad or phone? You just have a little button you're pushing, or what do you do?
That button right there.
Oh, so it's already built into that. Okay.
It is, but you can do a PTT, and it gives you a separate window button.
That's what I've got. Okay, exactly.
I'm sure I could probably set up a hotkey somewhere to do that, or even buy a foot pedal or something like that. But
so this is what I'm wondering. I would love for you to try it, and maybe I can send it to you or so whatever. And I did a video on this a couple weeks ago. So if you want to know more about this operation a little bit, because I know it's not really the topic of the show tonight, but this intrigues me because I literally talked about this. Like if you have the new 7300 Mark II and you can do a remote operation with it, you may need this key to do it. It's called the Heli key by Halibut Electronics. And it's a little 1/8 inch, my gosh, 1/8 inch to USB-C connection, and you can literally plug a foot pedal into that, and then go into plug that into the back of your computer, and you can use your foot pedal as your PTT then for the radio. That's it right there.
Yeah,
it's on back order.
Yeah, it's been on back order for a couple of weeks now. Even when I put it out there, it's been on back order. So, but that key right there should be able to allow you to do it on a Mac and make your contacts doing a foot pedal. And then you can either use I'm using my same mic I've used here that's connected to my computer for when I'm here at the desk. But if I'm out and about and remote, I've got a little headset I can put on, and or I just use the microphone from the iPad itself or something, and I will use that as well. So
yeah.
So it's
one thing that I have found that I really love about this, and now people fuss at me and probably unsubscribe for this, but I love the CW features that this has on it, because in full transparency, everybody knows I don't know CW,
right?
But I am not afraid to use the CW decoder and then send CW using keyboard. Yeah, I love it. I'm not afraid to do it. It keeps me into that's not what I wanted. Where is it at?
Yeah, I've not played with the CW thing at all, even on my own radio. The CW sender, go back to modes. That's decoder.
Yeah, that's the see what you see on the screen here.
That's exactly.
CW.
Maybe keyer, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's where I was, but that's not right.
Like,
Yeah, but is that using the actual 7300 decoder, or is that software decoder?
No, this is software decoder. In my experience, well, let's side by side.
Ask Carlos, because our Carlos is really loving the decoder on the 7300 Mark II.
Let's side by side see how it works. Boy, my camera got all messed up. I'll fix it in just a second. But let me add that to the stage here. Let's see if we can hone in.
oh yeah, see if we can see how good it is.
Where'd it go?
Oh, maybe right there could be one.
Oh, they're keying really slow.
Yeah.
That ain't CW.
It might be CW. There's a lot of people out there that just do 5 words a
There
minute.
you go. Should be something about right in there.
That's FT8.
That's
Up
FT.
there.
I see where you're at now. See, my screen's a little blurry. I'm looking at your numbers, so that's what I was trying to see where it was at. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. You can see the decoding. You can see the waterfall.
All right, so directly below me, you see the screen from the ICOM. So that'll be the decode there. And then this is the software decode. Very, very slow.
Let's see how accurate is one versus the other. It's a little bit of a weak signal too, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing with the decoding that I've had to really hone in on is it's got to be a really strong signal. It
yeah,
really does.
Well, and I think the slower signals actually hurt the decoders too.
I'm trying to see if any of the letters match up a little bit. And, I mean, there's a few.
I can't see what's on the software side.
Yeah, it's a little blurry to me, but yeah. You think you maybe.
KB9. Yeah, look at the CW decode on the screen, the software decode versus what's on the 7300 screen.
Yeah,
Huge
7300 is,
difference.
yeah, 7300 is much better than
KA3 AUD. Yeah, and that's not getting it at all over here.
no.
Let me turn up the squelch a little bit.
Hey, Paul. Yeah, on the 101 and the FTDX10. But everybody I've talked to that's using that new Mark II said with the auto, if it's up around 23 words a minute or faster, it's really decoding well.
That's faster. Let's sit with this for a minute and see what this is doing.
Maybe it's looking blurry because I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, there's a ton right in here. I got to narrow the bandwidth here.
Oh yeah. You're off. I think you're off just a little bit too, but
Yeah. Why is that not narrowing? If I can come down here.
There you go.
There we go. I don't know what it's trying to decode in the software now.
Yeah, I don't know.
It looks weird. But you look at the 7300, and sorry it cuts it off, y'all. That's just the way StreamYard works. CQ, straight key, MDE, K3Y, stroke 3. Why do you need to be K3Y stroke 3 if you're already in 3? Who knows? Interesting. I mean, it confirms that the decoder in the 7300 is night and day better.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, I have not played with the decoder much on my remote setup at all. So
Yeah.
it's not been one of those tools I've just played with because I'm just not. I'd love to do more CW, but I just never got into it. Unfortunately, I started taking. I'm a life member of LICW, which is they're a great group for Long Island CW. Of course, they're a great group overall. But I just need to spend more time doing CW, and it's going to be that repetition that's going to get me there. So
maybe one of these days I'll dive into it. You know CW, Dave?
Not like I used to. I was actually, when I first got my license, I was up to almost 13 words a minute, but
wow.
I stopped using it. And I'm sorry, you stopped using it. You got to go back. I'll have to go back and teach myself. But that's one of my goals for this year. First is to get my extra. And the biggest reason I'm getting my extra, because does it really matter? No. I'm tired of worrying about where I'm at in the band.
Yes. That's what made me. So my story is that when I bought my first HF rig back in 2023, I kept getting popped. Like somebody would yell at me for being out of band, and it would be completely accident. And I said, forget this. I'm just going to go get the extra and be done with it. And then nobody can yell at me anymore. So a couple of weeks later, it was over with.
Yeah, well, that's like I was on Ham Radio Venture Guys live stream on Wednesday. Everybody come on that's got a goal, and that was my goal. And of course, now I've got to get it, or I'll never hear the end of it from Dan. But it's like Dan said, if you're a POTA guy, which I am, he goes, as soon as you get your extra, you have to go out and do an activation in the extra band only.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's doable. Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, it's very much doable. That's just like when the bunch of the Texas guys were out last Saturday. Old Shane, when they were doing it, I think it was 15 meters. They set up there because they couldn't get any place. So they set up in 15 meters, went down into the extra portion, and then they got a text from somebody saying, "Hey, why don't you come up in the general portion of the band so we can make a contact?" And it's like Shane said, he goes, when you're an extra, you don't even realize you're down there in that part of the band.
Yeah.
I think Jason and Dave went on a activation this morning.
They did. I was out activating, and you'll see a video on it. I actually got Dave from down there in Galveston Island, but it was funny. His call sign didn't click when I put it in my logger till he goes, "Hey, Dave, it's Dave," and I realized exactly who it was.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I like I said, I did a little hunting this morning, North Carolina and Ohio, and I had my buddy in Tennessee earlier. So I was hoping to maybe get out myself and do a New Year's Day activation, but just didn't have enough time today. So
yeah.
Hey, yeah. N1 XWS, Ham Radio Clubhouse does a extra by April challenge.
That reminds me, we have a challenge going on this channel.
We do?
Yep. And he's not here.
Yeah.
He's not here. But see, he there's a good possibility he will beat me. I mean, I got a regular job, and he says he's got a regular job, but then he's out doing POTAs at 12 o'clock during the week. And then every Monday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he's doing live streams.
Right.
Well, and then, but not only that, you've got Andy too.
That's what I was talking about. Is Andy?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Michael.
No, I've been giving him crap. We'll see if he actually follows through on it. But the funny thing is, when me and Dan were talking the other night on the stream, we both got our license about the same time. We both got our general about the same time, and then he went right on and got his extra. But both of us, it was 27, 28 years that we were technicians.
Wow. I think I was probably like close to 20-some years myself.
Well, and it's like me and Dan talked about when I got mine, technician no code. you did not get HF, period.
Right.
The only way you got any of the 10-meter sliver was you had to be a Tech Plus, which means you had to do 5 words a minute like the novice.
Yep.
That's why I was just going to go right past 5 words a minute and go to 13 and take my general test. Of course, family got in the way. Family's more important, but I also ran into the sad hams that I go after to shut down nowadays. Because when I started hearing, oh, you're not a real ham, you didn't do your code. I told one guy, I said, well, yeah, I didn't do it to get my license, but I'm up to almost 13 words. Nope, you're still not a real ham because you came into the hobby without your code. That just kind of drove me away. So now when I hear those kind of guys, I just lay into them because they're not going to do to the new hams coming into this hobby what was done to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a that also kind of it's been interesting. I don't know if you fellas saw the video I posted last night, not the live stream. I actually posted another video. I got an email from a viewer that was asking, what my take is on whether the licensing structure needs to be
Revamped.
revamped and reevaluated. And he made a lot of good points. And what's been fun today is to watch the comment section on that particular one. Yeah, there's been a couple of hateful asses that I just deleted their comments anyway. And I made it very clear in that video too. Don't say get rid of tests because it's not going to happen. And we have to have a test in place.
Yes, I mean we've got other bands that you don't have to test. I still think that there should be testing for ham radio.
Yeah.
Do I think some of the stuff like in the extra test, do I think it still needs to be in there? It don't even apply nowadays.
Sure. Yeah, and to some of what his points were, Ben, it was Ben that emailed. Thanks for the email, Ben, if you're watching. But there's certain things in the technician test that are not necessary, I think. Absolutely. I mean, we need to be competitive with GMRS. Maybe that's not the right mindset to have competition with GMRS, but to be competitive with it, we've got to simplify the entry into the hobby, I think. Do we need to know satellite orbital patterns to really have a technician license and to operate efficiently? No. Or safely, for that matter. I think the technician test should all be about safety, laws, and general operating. That's my philosophy. What do y'all think?
I don't know. That's a hard one. I can see your point, but also I can see, because my biggest thing telling guys when they want to get their license, they're worried about, well, I got to know. No. I'm sorry. Study for the test, memorize the test. You're not going to learn until you start doing it anyways.
Right.
Exactly right.
Period.
100%. 100% agree, Dave.
That's why I think, and I can see your point, Josh, but that's why I think some of the stuff that's in the extra test, some of that equipment's not even around anymore, and those questions are still in there.
Sure.
That they want to utilize. And I know there's some people out there that think everything has to be, oh no, we've got to have them building, we got to have them doing that. My view on that, Josh. If you want to be an appliance operator, as long as you're doing it legal and you're having fun, enjoy the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot tell these people what is ham radio and what not to do in ham radio, because there's too much stuff to do in ham radio.
Right.
Oh yeah. I mean, take your picks, but I guess I see it both. I can see it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make the argument that having some understanding of basic electronics, knowing what a resistor, a capacitor, an OR gate or NOR gate, some of those things, and understanding you're not maybe become an electronic engineer out of it, but you're having a basic understanding of how things operate so you can be a better operator. I think that plays a big part into it. So if you understand, if you're going to go out and do satellites, because you have the privilege as a 2-meter privilege to operate satellites, and you're going to go out and operate satellites as a technician, understanding the orbit of the satellite of how it's evolving and rotating, and maybe the speed of like ISS, and knowing a little bit about Doppler shift. I didn't learn those things necessarily as a technician, but as I got the experience and doing more of it, I learned about it, and it is important for that. So at least there is those things in there to give you a initial understanding, or at least initial say, hey, you know what? I think I remember something about that in my technician license. Let me go back and read a little bit more about that and figure that out, because like I'm not sure why I'm not getting this. It's nice to have the mentors, but I never grew up with an Elmer, so I've had to literally spoon feed this and learn this all on my own. And so, it's only been maybe the last 5-6 years I've had some people around that can help me out with some of those things and learn it, because I just, it's like going to college professor and, going to college and, it's like, well, the professor says, I'm not going to sit there and teach you. Here's a book. I'll give you a test once a week and you figure it out and learn it yourself. Well, you don't really learn that way, So I think it is good to have some of those things in there, because it gives you a basic understanding of how it's supposed to be, or what you should know, to help be a better operator of doing satellite operation or HF operation, whatever you're, if you have a problem with your radio, well, why is this happening? It's because, you're trying to understand power, and you need 12 volt knowledge, of why you're not getting power to something. I think some of those things are important to know.
Oh, I can agree with that, Marvin, but not everybody, like you said, is an electrical engineer. Right. That's just like Colin. Colin's got a comment in there. A lot in the USA don't learn. Post that up. Don't learn. They just remember the correct answers.
100%.
Colin, and I agree with that. But some people, they need to learn as they start doing it. Well, if you're taking the test, you can't do it until you take your test. So what are you supposed to do? That's a catch-22. Mm-hmm. I mean, if we're going to make it to where they have to know exactly what they're doing before they take their test, then we're going to kill this hobby, because all you're going to get is engineers coming into the hobby.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I like what you're saying there, and it's interesting. It's interesting because, I mean, you go back to K8, KAZ. I see GMRS as the first step of an amateur radio license. It's an easy gateway, and it is a gateway.
Yeah.
Most people that are GMRS people are also ham people. We know that, but I'm not saying we need somebody to pay to play. Definitely not. There needs to be some sort of a knowledge base there.
I knew Tim was going to come up with that. I have some triggering comments. Go ahead. Hey, Tim, join the stream.
You know where the link is, I think. You should.
W9GPL. I like what he wrote. As an aviation, it's a license to learn.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what I think you have to license to learn, is what we get here. So I think reverse similar in that nature.
Yeah, well, that's like the statement about GMRS being a gateway. When I got mine, CB was a gateway to ham radio.
Yeah. Sure.
I knew a lot about electronics. I'm one that, I mean, I don't necessarily have the steady hands to do the stuff I used to do, but I used to get into doing all that stuff, tearing radios completely apart, completely recapping radios, doing all that stuff. Not everybody, and I don't want people. I don't want people to think that I'm saying, let's just bring in a person to grab a mic and just talk on the radio. I agree with you, Marvin. They need to understand. And what I do with a lot of those guys is I'll teach them like how to build an antenna. It's pretty amazing to watch the face of a new ham. When they build a wire antenna, they make a contact halfway around the world, and they look at that and go, hey, wait, I built that.
Right.
But we can't think that they have to be able to do that before they come into the hobby. It's our job as hams and Elmers to show them that kind of stuff. But don't force them that they have to be that. And I'm kind of like you, Marvin. I didn't really have an Elmer when I first started.
KZ says, if it's a license to learn, then the test should be focused on rules, regulations, and safety.
Exactly what Josh said.
Yeah, that's exactly where I am on it.
Yeah.
And Gray Man, I sent you the link in Discord if you want to come on in here and get me triggered. Maybe we'll have a good old-fashioned smackdown debate here tonight.
Well, yeah, it was kind of
and
these resolutions, but this is good stuff. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a conversation that needs to be had.
True. Yeah. So it'll be.
I know with Tim, he wants to see the kid and the kids. I understand getting them to do STEM stuff and stuff like that, but if we want to bring in some of the ones that are a little bit older into the hobby, the ones that have all they've ever done is play on cell phones and stuff like that, I guarantee if you go ask them what the difference is between a USB-C, a USB-A, and a USB-B, they're not going to be able to tell you that, but they'll be able to tell you how to operate that phone.
What's USB-B? They're going to ask.
Yep. Yeah, what's USB-B?
Luckily, I may not ever. Now that I have this 7300 Mark II, I'll probably never touch a USB-B again. We'll see, but probably not.
Actually, if you do that, you can have 2 network connections on that Mark II.
Mm-hmm.
The USB-B will work as another network connection.
Well, and that's what I'm running. That's what I'm running the STR control app with, is with the LAN. It's not being ran off of the USB-C.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's 100% LAN. The hardest thing, I know we're jumping around topics. The hardest thing about this remote operation was setting up my VPN, because I didn't have one prior to that.
Oh yeah. Now I have a question. Would you have to do a tier? Sorry, is it tier 2, tier 3?
I'm not following. What do you mean tier 2? Tier 3?
VPNs can work at different network layers.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know if it was a network layer 2 or.
Are you using 0 tier?
I have no idea. All I know is I'm using Tailspin. Or Tailscale. I mean,
Tailscale. Actually, that's a decent VPN.
That's a decent. He's a layer 3. So,
I was going to use WireGuard, but WireGuard was just not wanting to play right at all.
If you're going to do WireGuard, you need to set up your own WireGuard server.
Yeah. So I ultimately used ChatGPT to guide me through setting all this up, and ultimately ChatGPT said, "Forget it. Go to Tailspell."
Oh, wow.
Tailscale.
So I on the Flex, because of SmartLink, I have to use a layer 2 VPN, so I can use OpenVPN, which does that. So it gets me there. But yeah, a VPN to, like, I'm gonna have to. I got to get my router set back up, because my router failed the other day. I pulled the power on it for a moment, and it completely lost its settings and went into a boot loop. And I use PF Census, and so anyway, it lost everything. So I have to rebuild my router, and I've got part of it done already, but I haven't done it all. I went back to the ISP router for now temporarily to make it work, but it's one of those things that if I want to control my rotor, I've got to have it connected through a VPN. And the thing is, I just read the other day on the Green Heron Engineering website. So be prepared for this. I don't know, you may not have a rotor yet, but for people who are using like SVR control or flex radios, the RT21 from Green Heron Engineering, Marcus apparently is going to add support for that rotor controller into the software. So I'm sure it'll come over to the ICOM side as well. So he's going to be adding that support very soon. So it'll be it's using a TCP protocol. So it's pretty simple, but that will be fun to have that in there. So it's going to be super exciting when it happens.
Marcus is the bomb.
Yeah. He's a very smart guy. Sure.
I was emailing him earlier today. He was the bomb.
Well, the whole reason I asked if you were doing hunting POTA from the toilet, Josh, is because Tim said that's where he's doing it from.
Damn straight. I've been doing that for a couple of years now. Shoot.
Tim,
I ain't gonna lie. I study for my extra, my general, and my tech from the toilet too.
Oh, we all
it can be done.
So what are you working with, Mark?
Oh, when I first I can't don't tell anybody. I got a little early access to the 7300 Mark II, and so I was trying to get that program working before it was ready to work. Although he made some not assumptions, but he might have had some behind the scenes information too. So
Okay.
his statement was, "Oh, great, it works." So-
Good.
and then literally that morning, he sent out an email to this distribution list that the experimental settings with the 7300 was working. So,
Nice.
and he posted again today. And by the way, the Halley key does work as a PTT in here. So,
Okay. And so
Yep.
does that work out well for you?
I haven't tried. I mean, I've tried it just right here while I heard you talking about it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a,
But yeah,
Yeah.
this software is exactly the same as the Smart SDR for
yeah,
flag.
it is. That's what it looks like. I've not used it myself for the ICOM side, but it looks like it's exactly the same from what Josh showed earlier. So yeah, it's very cool. It's great stuff. So
the interface isn't as nice as the flexes.
Yeah.
But the framework of the program is exactly the same. All the functionality is exactly the same.
the only thing I will tell you that I have found, Josh, and Tammy, you're probably, if you're using it too, is that if you're using his tools built in for the FT8 and FT4 modes, that when you decode, his decoding is still not as good as if you pull out WSJTX as a separate application and tie them together in your computer and use it that way as a separate application, because whatever reason, his decoding is not as good as, like, I think I worked Andy one day, he was doing FT8. I couldn't pull it up on the decoder within the software, but I pulled up WSJTX as a separate application and program. And I was able to then see him, and it pulled up and it worked just fine. So I don't know. Have you experienced the same thing, Tim, or no?
Somebody said that the other day. And when they said it, I'm looking at the screen and I'm decoding it -24, -25 dB. So I don't know. I haven't done anything targeted to see that.
Okay.
I kind of like, just for the convenience, when you're and you know this, Marvin, when you're running across the network, you don't have a direct USB connection to pass that audio back and forth. And
Right.
so in the Mac world, you have to do something like loopback to create virtual.
I
serial ports.
use VB cable, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah. And that, not complicated, but it can get complicated pretty quickly.
Yes.
And you can get into a rat's
You got
nest.
one setting that doesn't have that VB cable, that virtual cable in place, you're not functioning. You're not going to get your information coming across like you should. So yes, it can be a little complicated. And I've actually, and again, a little shout out to me, I've got a video out there on how to do that on the Mac. And I probably need to go back and review it and see if it's changed it or not. But I think I'm pretty good for the most part. So yeah.
So when I switched from Windows over to Mac, I went ahead and I've pretty much just exclusively used the apps inside of Marcus's programs,
Okay.
and that generally works fine. I honestly do probably more remote stuff on my phone away from here than I do actually here in front of the computer with the radio.
Yeah, I do my iPad a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Andy to produce that World Radio League iPad control program for logging. Good evening, Andy.
Yeah, we need to.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Yeah, you and I and Tim probably need to get together, Andy, and talk about this SDR control and how to get it to interface mobilely
Yeah,
with that app, because
absolutely.
it works phenomenal with the ports. You know, through the actual Mac app. The iOS,
yeah.
it has no idea what to talk to.
That's the thing that's been coming up more and more lately. So maybe it's something we ought to start looking into a little more seriously.
So yeah, the good news is it's all API driven, and you can it will respond to cat control over the wire. So
Yeah, but you know what? You guys can wait for that until the desktop app does it.
It's coming. I'm waiting on y'all to put a countdown clock on your website, Andy.
Desktop app back a little bit to work on. No, I'm kidding.
Beta in January.
Oh, you didn't hear the recent news, Dave? It got delayed a little bit.
That's not what James said Monday night.
Dave, I got a fully working copy. Andy sent me one the other
Yeah.
day. He did. He said, just don't tell
Sure.
Dave about it. He said, don't tell Dave.
I told you yesterday your check's in the mail and to keep quiet.
No, well,
Uh,
hadn't gotten here yet.
Buzz
From the
Valley
post
Beef.
office.
Buzz Valley Bee Farm says could have used that desktop app.
Couldn't we have all?
yes.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I kept having issues with the internet and the website.
You guys were talking about using Loopback and similar programs for routing audio. I used to use it for routing audio between my mic and my radio through the computer, so I could tweak some, kind of tweak some of the audio settings and what have you. But I finally fixed that once and for all, and
Nice.
this control board here, so that
at
handles
you.
all the routing for me now. So I'm
Who makes that one?
that is Mackie. It's a DLZ Creator XS.
Give
Okay.
us a good look at it there. I bet you full there.
Yeah, here it's a little bit difficult because it's over on the other side of the.
Nice. I like that one.
Yeah,
That's got like a real Black Magic feel to it, like Black Magic design stuff. I like the
Oh,
looks
yeah.
of that.
When I say it almost looks like the Roadcaster, to be honest.
yeah. It's their direct, basically their direct competitor to the Roadcaster Duo.
I kind of like that. I got a Pro FX. I've got a audio console here.
I could
It's
show
not a-
you how the pads work, but you'll start hearing the World Radio League show theme. So we'll save that for another day.
Yeah, you guys
And-
always
and
got
it's
these
gonna
funny,
and it's
these fancy streaming stuff. I'm just using an old analog mixer, so I can
Well,
use the
mine's-
same mic into my radio and same
Dang.
into the
But
stream.
yeah, this thing's got
Mine's analog.
you built into it, so I can dial in my mic audio, and it's really, really fun. I just got it, so I'm learning how it all works, but it's really, really cool and fun to use. So
Yeah, I love my Roadcaster. It's the greatest one I've ever had.
which one do you have? Do you have the Pro 2 or do you have the Duo?
I have the Pro 2.
Oh, you have the Pro. Wow. Yeah.
So
Cool. Yeah, this one they traded the faders for screen space, so you've got a bigger quite a bit bigger screen,
yeah,
but knobs instead of faders. So
Yeah.
I like faders, but knobs are really all I need for my setup. So,
Yeah.
and I like I with what I needed to do with it. After all the research I did, this seemed to be the best option. So.
yeah. K8KZ said I got a Roadcaster Pro 2. I was like, yeah, it's the bomb. It's one of the best ones I've ever had. I had a PreSonus before that, and I just couldn't get to work with the Mac the way it should have been.
She's got Vaughn, and he takes care of it all.
There you go.
And then I had another analog version before that, and like,
Yeah,
PreSonus is a top.
Julie, we all know you're out there pushing Vaughn's buttons. So, no, I'm kidding.
Wow.
You know, I looked at those, Tim. I just can't. I don't have the money to spend on those right now.
Well, I mean, I have just a standard. It's a Pro FX 12, so it's a 12 channel analog console. I you know Greg, right? K6EGG Greg.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So he's a professional broadcast audio engineer. I did live sound production for many years, and I was in it as digital technology was starting to come into it. I hate digital audio. Absolutely hate it with a passion. So I will stay analog all day long. Other forms of digital stuff I'm all about, but audio I'll take an analog console all day long. Although I like that thing that Andy's got, and I'm going to take a look at that real quick.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Tim. Back in the '80s, when I was in the bands and working shows and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm kind of like you. I had a digital mixer, and I was kind of glad that it blew up on me. So instead of fixing it, I've already torn it apart. I could have fixed it, but I decided to go back to analog because the control and the sound to me is just, it's cleaner and it sounds more natural.
I will take offboard processing any day. They're in these modern consoles, they shove so much stuff in there, and I don't want to deal with pages. I want to look down, and I mixed concert venues, 96 channels. Midas Heritage consoles, although Midas is owned by what's that other Behringer now. which-
Behringer,
Behringer.
yeah.
Yep.
Just shoot myself in the head with that one. Nothing. I mean, you're talking Kmart, buying Bloomingdale or something there.
Yep.
I don't know how that happened, but yes, but that's what I'm used to is like at least a 48, at a minimum 48, but 96 channel consoles. And
Wow.
I want to have a stack of processing. I don't want to deal with pages. I don't want to deal with 10,000 effects crammed into a little screen when you're trying to put a show together.
Mhm.
You need to be able to react on the fly and quickly, and not sit there fumbling through pages trying to find something.
Yep, I agree. Well, that's just like he said. Andy doesn't like faders. I preferred the sliders and the faders, and it's personal choice, but it's what I'm used to using because I can reach
I
up.
don't need to go with
Kind of
because I love faders so much.
right. Well, kind of like Tim was talking about. I mean, we weren't doing concert venues. We were doing clubs, so we were running minimum 24 channel mixers to mic everything up. And to control, to me, the natural sound is the way. I'm kind of like Tim. Give me a stack, and I'll build a stack. I don't want everything in one unit.
Yeah, I love faders for sure, but just for the compactness and the use case, knobs was plenty for me. But I do love me some faders.
Did you say the DLZ Creator is what you got?
Yeah, the Creator XS. It's the
Okay. Oh, the exit. Okay. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, the difference between the faders and the knobs. The same number of channels.
this one's got
Looks like
yeah, I think so. I can't remember
2, 3,
exactly.
4.
It's got like 6.
So that's got 5 channels. It looks like that's got 4 mono channels, 4 stereo channels, or 3 stereo channels.
Yeah. Can't remember exactly what this one's all got.
That's what it. Okay. Yeah. So it's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 paired together in a stereo mix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And then yeah.
Well, let's
See,
Before you do one thing, Josh, I want to say the one thing Tim,
Yes, sir.
you've probably been doing it for a while longer than Josh has with the remote operations. But one thing I wanted to note was something you'll notice when you do remote operations is the latency that happens when you go to transmit and receive sometimes. Do you experience much of that or no?
So I never experienced that with the Flex. I am experiencing that with the ICOM. There is a slight delay. I need to hit the PTT button and wait a second before I start transmitting. There is a integrated delay that I've turned on that has extended that a little bit, but it's made the audio cleaner. There's not as much we'll call it PTT noise, right?
Okay.
That seems to have been a little cleaner. I set up a second receiver here in the house, brought everything down to like 1%, and was doing some testing of the audio and everything.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I experience that from time to time, so I was just kind of curious when I go to transmit. I've experienced that a little bit, and I just want to let people know that is potential, something you might have happen. But I didn't know how much you had that happen on your side with Flex or the ICOM now. So how much that was happening. So I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, I've noticed a little bit more with, like I said, with the ICOM than I have the Flex.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it could be there. I'm generally on the cellular network when I'm connected, and 4G, 5G.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say. Go ahead, Josh.
So Tim, you said you had something to trigger everybody with when we were talking about licensing.
Well, I want to wait for Dave to get back. I don't want him to miss out.
You got his attention. He popped right back in.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So my general thing, and I'm not about ham radio. It sounds odd. I am about electronics, and I am about all the lessons that in life that you can learn from electronics, from how to fix things around the house all the way through. And so for example, David mentioned the kids. It's not about getting kids. That's all about a state of mind, and that's changing the mindset of people in the hobby. Much like you were talking about, right? We got to get rid of the gatekeepers. They're going to drag us down.
Mhm.
But there is a fundamental difference between being in a mindset to do this and having somebody just, it's like, I feel like we've got a lot of people that come into the hobby that it's like their golf game, right? If they can go out and they can buy the best clubs and they can buy the best balls and they can go do whatever, Bob's your uncle. And at the end of the day, they're not necessarily getting anything out of the hobby. It's an activity, and that's fair. And that's fine. And we should have easy licenses for that. But I feel like if you want anything bad enough, you're going to work to do it. And there are plenty of opportunities to learn and to get in there. This hobby was a hobby that was created by people in their garages and their workshops that didn't know anything about electronics, didn't know anything about radio. They invented it as they go. And I don't think it's too much for us to ask that people coming into this hobby have that same kind of drive. Yes, it's an activity and it's fun to do. And I don't have problems and there's places for all that. Not gatekeeping, because Dave, I will encourage anybody to go off and do anything, because the last thing I want to hear is somebody tell me no. Because like you, I had those same people when I went around this 30 years ago. Ham curious for 30 years, right? I said that the other day. And I only stumbled back into it 12 years ago. And so I want to see people, if they want an easy button, that's GMRS. If they want to dive into it, learn it, understand it, but understanding that things that we learned, the troubleshooting, the theory, all that they can take with them and take those concepts and apply it to anything that they would do personally or professionally. There's so much more to it. I mean, I understand we need to get people in there. That's why I'm really like, I push the ARRL's Teachers Institute a lot, because that's that type of a program that I didn't have growing up. You know, I have three boys. Two of them are medically diagnosed with high functioning autism. My oldest one, prior to that being a big thing, myself, we all exhibit the same characteristics, traits, learning patterns. So I'm assuming if things were different back when I was in high school, my life and career might have been a lot different. I had to go off to the military, and I got lucky that the Navy saw my potential and knew how to train me. And I got an equivalent of a 4-year engineering degree in about 18 months. And that has carried me very well throughout my career, but not everybody gets those opportunities, those lucky things. But it's everything that we do in amateur radio that I learned. It was all stuff that I was curious in when I was younger, but didn't have the ability, because I had some old fart at the VFW telling me you can't do amateur radio because you got to learn Morse code. Yeah, stuff like that. Or to like you said.
Well,
so
and to me, that's not triggering, Tim. You're right. But the way a lot of people come off, and I want to help people learn, but I'm not going to tell them they have to do this when they come into the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you wind up it even though your intentions might be good, you wind up sounding like a gatekeeper.
I hear you, and I'm willing to help. I will go to the ends of the earth to help anybody, as long as they're willing to help themselves. And they have to show that they're willing to help themselves.
Yep.
And I'm sorry if you got to study to take a 35 question test to say that you're willing to help yourself. Okay.
Oh, I agree with that. That's why I don't think the test should go away. Period.
No.
I think our test should be maybe changed. I agree with that. I don't agree with I heard both you guys say, well, they're testing for stuff that isn't in use anymore. Well, it doesn't matter. See, that's the difference between CB radio, GMRS radio, and amateur radio. GMRS radio and CB radio are channelized services, and they tell you exactly what you can and can't do. Here, we're given a span of frequencies, option of guidelines, and they say go forth and prosper. So there's a huge difference between those two. So if you want that, so having to test on things that we may not do today or may not be commonplace doesn't mean that it can't be done. I'm
not saying that things need to disappear, but there's some of the things that are in tests that equipment's not even around anymore. And so that's what I'm talking about. I don't think it should be dumbed down. I don't think any of the levels should be dumbed down. I mean, the technician test is way easier than when I first took mine 32 years ago.
I've heard that a lot. I've heard a lot of people talking about that lately.
So I don't think it should be dumbed down anymore. But I do think there are some things that not because of the new SDR radios and stuff like that. There's some, in the questions that those things don't even exist anymore.
Like
That's
what?
what I'm talking about. There's some things, and I'd have to go back and look at it. I've got a note. I'm good. I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you. No, TNCs are still used.
Well, they're only used because TO is temporary offline, not tortoise overland. TO has done a whole video series on people, doing 1980s teletypes over the radio again, instead of trying to figure out how we could shove more data down now that they've lifted up the baud rate.
Oh, I agree with that. And I mean, stuff like that's still around.
So the best way
I'll have you the list before more. I guarantee it, Tim.
Okay.
And I don't want people thinking that this hobby is not about exploring, testing things, and doing things. What I don't want to hear people telling it, because there's a lot of them still out there, and there's a lot of new guys coming into the hobby. They're telling them basically you need to become an electrical engineer to keep doing this hobby. That's my problem. It's the gatekeeping.
You know what? This is a great segue to this, is that, we have somebody on the channel here that has Ham Radio Prep that gives you a great way to get into the hobby using Ham Radio Prep. And Josh will be happy to give you all those codes. And also, Andy, I think you have some information on the World Radio League you want to share with us, because you got to go, looks like. So
Yeah, I gotta drop here in a couple minutes. Thanks for popping over to me real quick. I want to just tag on to the conversation there just real quick. I think the lowered barrier to entry has been great for the hobby, because for one thing, I don't think you need to know Morse code, and this may be controversial to some people. I don't think you need to know Morse code to have an electrical engineer's mindset and be oriented towards being able to advance technology, learn new things, dive deeper into the hobby. I don't think you need to know Morse code to do that. On the other side, I don't think you need to be an electrical engineer necessarily to know Morse code and expand that. Like Forrest KI7 QCF, great example. He's new into the hobby, and he's expanding Morse code like crazy. It's really cool to see. And you don't need either of those things to advance the digital mode side of things, to have that sort of a mindset. So I really think we're a very cobbled together group of people that are all interested in different aspects of the hobby, some of us more than others, but to all of us, it is a hobby. And to all of us, I think we're all interested in our own corner. And as everybody is kind of pushing on their own corner, it's, it tends to grow and expand and develop in really cool new ways. Now, that may not, no people might not agree with me there, but I feel like I feel like you don't have to have all of one trait to have a whole lot of another. So
Right.
I think
For
it's
sure.
I really think it's all about, using our strengths to advance our part of the hobby. Now, yes, I do have. I'll let you guys get back to talking about that in just a second, but I do have a couple updates for you on World Radio League. Comma separated logging is now live and in production, so go log all the comma separated contacts you want. Really fun. So that one is live. We've got a couple things in testing right now, and they're slipping my mind while now that I'm up on screen. Give me just a second.
When you say comma separated logging, you mean like call sign, comma, call sign, comma?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
not
did-
I did that tonight. It worked perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, because I
It's
tried
not working
that.
in mine.
I tried that. Well, you need a refresh, Dave.
It's working great. It's a really cool feature to use.
It really is.
I tried that the other day, not thinking about it because I'm for the
Dave
last
looks
year or so,
salty.
I've been using Polo, so I just out of habit click, and I'm like, what? So I just saved the mess and then went back and
We
fixed
just
it.
released it, so it's out the door now. That one's live.
Awesome.
We've got so we'll be working on the Winter Field Day. That's like the next thing on our list is Winter Field Day 2026. We're going to be working closely with Marvin and his team over there at Winter Field Day to get that all sorted out. We're in the final testing stages of adding of importing confirmations from like QRZ, LOTW, so you can import those confirmations into your World Radio League contacts. We've got this little feature where we are adding a lock button to the mode, so you can just toggle that on if you don't want the mode to follow your frequency based off of the US band plan. Say you're in a different region or something and you don't use our same band plan, so the modes don't correspond to the frequencies quite the same. You just lock your mode to whatever you want it set to. And our all contacts map. So this is literally, it's like if you've used QSO Manager, you're going to have like those filters, but for a map of all of your contacts. And you can filter that map down to show a specific subset of your contacts, in that beautiful map graphical view there. It's really, really awesome. So we've got several more things in the works, but those just a top few right there, right quick. And those one that's out, several that are getting ready to come out. And we go live every Monday at 2 Central. Myself at the World Radio League show on the World Radio League YouTube channel. And lately, Catalina's been coming along quite regularly. James has been on really regularly. It's a ton of fun, so go check us out over there. On the Ham Radio Prep side, kind of World Radio League too, we're launching the Parks on the Air course. So, the video series on YouTube. So go look at those Parks on the Air videos. There's a couple of them out now. There'll be several more to come, and this is a huge team effort. Myself and Jim and James, you'll see all three of us in that course, and there's a lot of the rest of the team is working on things behind the scenes. So yeah, that's the updates from our side. 2025 was an awesome year. We're looking for 2026 to be even better and more exciting as the year progresses. And yes, we can't wait to get the desktop app out the door. We're very excited about that.
And we're going to start the World Radio League year off right next Monday, talking about Winter Field Day with Andy. So I'll be on there with his live stream.
First
So
episode of the World Radio League show 2026
absolutely.
will include Marvin. Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go.
Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it next week.
If any of y'all have any questions for me, throw it at me, and then I got to dip out of here.
I got a quick question, Andy.
Go for it.
Is the comma separated logging supposed to be working in the web page?
Web app, mobile app. Yep.
Yes,
It did not
brought up
work
the
in the
page.
web app today for me.
I brought it up. I brought mine up on the web app for January 1st. These 4 contacts right here were comma separated. This was Julian Vaughn's POTA, and all I did is I went over and typed them in and rock and rolled.
Pop a couple call signs in there with a comma between them. You'll see it looks up the first one. He puts a comma in, and it closes the lookup, and then he'll put the second one in, and it'll look that one up.
I did that, and it would not. It was doing the lookup, but it would not log them.
Yeah, so that's the problem I had when I tried that the other day. I got that behavior
Yep.
where all 4 or 3 or 4 of the contacts got listed and looked up individually, but when I went to commit the log, it or
Tim,
the
what
entry,
browser
it wouldn't
were
do
you
it.
using?
I use Chrome
Dave, how
on
about
Mac.
you?
I'm using Brave, which is a Chromium-based browser.
Hit log on that if you don't mind, Michael.
Yeah, I can do that. Watch this. Bloop, bloop.
Boom.
Now I'm gonna have to erase the stupid
What-
things, but
What browser are you using, Michael?
I use Chrome on this.
Mac or Windows.
I'm on
Oh,
Windows.
Windows.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been working beautifully. I've done it several times today. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I had made the comment to Brad about it, and Brad told me, Andy, that there was a bug they knew about. So I don't know if that's been fixed or not. I wasn't using the mobile app today.
Okay, I haven't heard that there's a bug that we know about. So if you have, try it again, Dave. If you have any issues, DM me on Discord. Same with you, Tim. Are you in our Discord, Tim?
I'm not sure.
I'll drop an invite here right quick to the main chat. If you want to join the Discord, just DM me if you're still having the issue.
Okay.
I like your map with the
Little
whole
stars.
retro stars look.
You like that?
I feel like we're in the 70s
Yeah, you
all of a sudden.
You can customize now. A lot more customization.
Bomb chicka wow wow.
And it's getting ready to get better. We're expanding the map key on the map share. So
What made you think of that lick?
What was that?
What made you think of that lick?
He said the 70s, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Just asking.
All right.
Grab-
Hey, Tim. Hey,
grab some of
Tim.
grab some of the
Most of
comments
the-
here.
Most of the panel probably doesn't know because they're not old enough to know about the 70s.
beta.
Yeah, right.
This is
Actually, this is a feature. This is hilarious. This is a coming feature, by the way.
true. We're gonna
Holy
have sound effects.
Holy
Sound
City
effects?
Mike Echo says beta a feature to partner with Uber to send drivers out on remote contacts to harass them for confirmation.
Now, this is a feature. Let me clarify. This is a feature. Now, Uber did not sign the contract, so he had to go with email instead. So, but you will be able to send email requests for confirmations here very soon.
Nice. Okay, Pota Power has a question. Who wants to read it?
No.
If we
Oh,
change the map on the webpage, will it automatically change the
no,
mobile
not
app?
currently. But we will have a feature come out very soon that allows for customization on the mobile app as well. And yeah, it should sync.
DoorDash confirmation.
Hey, that would actually, yeah, we need that, Andy. That way, when we're out at a Poda Park, we can just get some lunch brought to us. So we don't have
DoorDash,
to leave.
right through WRL. That'd be awesome. Hey, I want a pizza delivered to this park.
Yeah, it's like your DoorDash driver calls you. Where are you at? Oh, I'm at US 1021.
Just look for the antenna.
No doubt.
Look for the goobers on the picnic table.
So much for giving me the floor there for a couple minutes. Great to see all of you. Michael, Tim, Marvin, Dave, Josh, you guys
Bye,
have
Andy.
a great week, and we'll hopefully catch you next Thursday. And come see me at the World Radio League show on the World Radio League YouTube channel Mondays at 2 Central if you're able to. I'd love to see you there.
I'm working.
Some
like
of
a
us have
real
to work, Andy.
person. Yeah, some of us
Some
have
of
to
us-
work.
Andy, 2 things for you to leave. One
Yeah.
is I sent you my email. I saw your late response today.
Yeah.
I'm around most of the day tomorrow. I can probably hit you up on that.
Okay.
And then just let me know about Monday. So I'm good to go. So just
Oh yeah, awesome. Yes, yeah. We'll I'll talk to you later about Monday. But yeah, absolutely, we're good to go on that. And just one thing before I leave, you sound like on your microphone, it almost sounds like common mode current. You got a buzz the whole time you're talking. I don't know what that's coming from. But
Yeah, there's definitely a gate of some sort.
It's just hot. That's all.
Yeah. yeah.
hopefully it's a little better. Maybe I don't know.
Nope.
I don't hear it. You guys hear things.
I'm not.
It's a very, very low
Buzz. It's just a
low
buzz. It's
buzz.
only while you're talking. It's in sync with your voice. The buzz on the
Are
signal.
you hearing it, Tim? Or are we just too deaf?
Not sure.
Yeah, I
I
hear it.
don't hear it. I'm deaf.
It's not
It's
that. big
it's
of a deal.
definitely it's definitely being gated out.
Yeah.
7-3, everybody. Have a great evening.
Bye,
See you, Andy. Happy New Year.
Bye, Andy.
Happy New Year.
All right. Where did we leave off? I forgot about that.
I don't know. Hello, peoples.
Talking
Yeah.
about triggering comments, and I actually thought it was a pretty good conversation. I
It
think me and
was.
Tim are on the same page. I think I just came across, didn't completely explain what I was talking about. And when I said kids, Tim, I didn't talk about the kids table. I was talking about STEM with the teachers.
Okay, yeah. Look at me I'm being all, but what's the word? God, I can't even think of it right now. It's one of those. I mean, I have been burning the candle. I go on vacation and I'm getting like 3 hours of sleep a night every night, staying up late, doing all these crazy ham radio things, and then getting up early and doing more crazy ham radio things.
You've been on a live stream like almost every night for the past 2
Well,
weeks.
Yeah, I gotta raise my visibility there. But yeah, so I think it was 2:30ish, something like that.
Wow.
2:45 before I went back in the house, and I was up at 7 to get up and get moving for the live stream today.
I'm
That
talking
was
about
just
last night.
oh yeah. Tonight was just totally impromptu for me. This morning, I'm sorry. So it wasn't until after we got off with Jason's stream last night that I was like, I feel like I'm going to do a live stream in the morning. Do my Sunday morning.
It shocked me when I opened up my phone app, getting stuff gathered up for a POTA, and all of a sudden saw you were live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gathered up this morning for POTA for 10 o'clock, and I was going to go live until I got out to the park and saw that I had no coverage. I was like, yeah, that's not going to work. I was just going to do it for grins and giggles. And then I get home, and everybody's on Prep and Paul and PRK, and I was like, damn it.
I think New Year's Day from here out, it was just going to be POTA Day because
Yeah.
everybody is out
Yeah,
there.
pretty much.
National POTA Day for sure. I mean, you should have seen the parks on the area after today. It was just packed with people, stacked, activating. So it was, and the bands. I mean, my buddy, he called me later after he got out in the air, and I made contact with him in Tennessee, and he goes, I had a hard time finding a place to park. He goes, it was just so busy with people in the air. It was hard to find an open spot.
Oh, yeah, it was insane.
I got out early enough that I was able to find a spot, and I stayed that one spot down there today. I mean, I wound up with 44 contacts, but if I'd have just been going after the numbers, I know I could have done well over 100 contacts today. But I was having too much fun. I was enjoying the day out there instead of just going after numbers.
As Buzz Valley Bee Farms 2150 says, the bands were slammed. They were. I mean, my wall was just it was just stacked. So it was crazy. So
I don't see how anybody functioned after last night. I was wiped after Jason's stream last night. It was late. I don't think I've been up that late.
Hey, Josh, you got to remember, like me and Tim, we're the generation where we went till 5 o'clock in the morning, got an hour of sleep, got up and went to work the next day.
That's right.
I didn't have to work.
And so it begins.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man. All right, let's.
KZ, great conversation tonight. Thanks for the 5 there.
So
thank you.
Thanks.
Josh, I just sent a request to share a screen.
Oh, yeah, you did. There you
Yes. That was 20 meters today. When did I send that out?
Oh yeah.
12:30ish. I snapped that. And that was 20 meters. Look at all those spots.
Yeah.
And so
that's
CW
insane.
was rocking, and the general portion of the band was busy too.
Yep.
So,
Oh,
I mean,
big time.
Look at the CW side, even just stacked over there.
oh yeah, yep.
Well,
So-
I had an interesting day on mine because I forgot my surveyor's tripod for my Hex Tenna.
Oh,
So I had to improvise, overcome, and adapt. And it actually turned out to be a pretty awesome setup. But I don't want to give too much of it away because I got a video coming. But I will say it turned in more of an NVIS setup because I was getting Illinois, Nebraska, states I don't normally get on 20 meter but then I was also reaching out. So it was an interesting day.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was actually trying to get there was actually a young female that was on the air in Minnesota yesterday out in Worthington. And I was overshooting her, I'm sure, on 20 meters because it was just, it's the other side of, so I'm on the western side of Wisconsin, and then she was on the far western side of Minnesota. But I think I was just too close to hit her from there. But it was, bands were actually pretty decent. The last couple of days have actually been really good across the board. So, which has been impressive. So, considering how crappy they were for a while there.
Well, that's like I didn't go out QRP today because of the way the bands were the last couple of days. So, I mean, I took my 6200 with me, but I took my 710 out today. I wasn't going out without out 100 watts if the bands were like they were yesterday.
Yeah, no doubt. Josh, do we want to get to kind of some New Year resolutions and things about 2026? I mean, we've kind of been the topic for the night, but we've kind of been, other places, but it's all been good.
This show has a miraculous way of doing that sometimes. But, no, really good conversation. So let's we talked in the past few weeks about what we were proud of for 2025. Well, 2026 is here. Let's talk about resolutions. What do you want to achieve in 2026, whether it's radio related, channel related? Let's see. Michael's already showed. He wants more snow, apparently.
No, that was my photo this morning.
There
nice.
you go.
That picture.
You're dedicated.
That's crazy talk.
That
Yeah,
picture.
no
and
thanks.
that picture. That
That's
was
crazy talk.
Yeah, that was the park this morning.
Yeah, but were you sitting out in it, or were you sitting in
I
the
was
vehicle?
in my truck. I'm dumb, but I'm not stupid.
Poda Mobile.
What's
Yeah.
that?
I said Poda Mobile.
Exactly. 8 TAS and an 891 for the win.
Yep.
Yeah, we have about 10 inches of snow sitting on the ground here too, and we keep getting snow just an inch or 2 inches every day. So it's Poda Mobile for sure. I'm not gonna go out and set up antennas in that. So
Oh, it was like 23 degrees. There's no way I was going to sit out
16.
there and throw an antenna up. Nope.
Well, and that's the way it's been here recently. But today, that's the whole reason I got out and went and sat at a bench. I mean, when you can run around in short sleeve shirts down by the lake on January 1st, you better take advantage of it.
yeah, that's a nice day to do it for sure.
What was your high temp today?
I think we got up 61.
Oh, we didn't see that here. I think we got into maybe 39 or something was the top. So maybe we'll get it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's supposed to start warming up here, so but it's going to be mid-30s. So it's still not warming up enough to really go out and do it, but maybe provide a little bit more of an opportunity to get out a little bit more. So we'll see. I mean, I still people getting out and this stuff all the time. And of course, I shouldn't be the one to speak about that because Winter Field Day is coming around. So I hope people do get out in the cold and operate. But yeah, absolutely. Well, I think Dave mentioned his goal earlier, right on.
That was one
in the episode about your resolution and your goal for the year, and I've kind of started to think about this a little bit, and I just haven't really put a lot of thought into it yet. Or maybe the spotlight for this year, but obviously growing my channel, doing some more videos. I'd like to get more podcasts out more than I do, more often than I do. Those are kind of my my channel goals. But just personal goals is just actually spend some more time operating. I may have with this new job, I may have a lot of time on the road mobile, so we'll see what that looks like. Going to and from work, an hour drive. So if I decide to do that, or if I want to move somewhere closer, but we'll see what that looks like. I've got some other RF issues. I've got an antenna I bought this past year in 2025. I really want to try and use the ICOM 705 to help resolve some of those RF issues potentially, and whether they're coming from me or a neighbor nearby, or exactly what's where they're at. I'd like to be able to solve some of those things, but I think as Tim kind of alluded to earlier is that he likes the troubleshooting and likes the learning side of doing things, and that's kind of where I've been probably this past year, doing a lot more learning and, really figuring things out. And that's where I've kind of got into that's been my ham radio mode I've been in, I guess, per se lately. So, I want to continue that a little bit here in 2026 as well. So,
I talked a little bit about mine. My biggest thing is of course the extra, and I'm not going to call them resolutions because to me, those normally get dropped. So I'm calling mine goals, and putting them on YouTube on streams. This first one being making sure I get my extra by April. I know I won't hear the end of it if I don't get it. So I'm going to use that for drive. I know I can get my extra. I'm not worried about it. I just got to sit down and brush up on some things and go take the test. Then also do a little more on my channel, be a little more active on my channel. But one of the biggest things I want to start doing is helping new hams that are mic shy and stuff. So we're going to work on trying to put like some POTA events together, like the place I was today. That's part of why I went down there, was to check that out and invite new hams, and also invite people that might just be interested in ham radio down so we can show them what ham radio is all about. And that's some of my goals for this year.
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Teaching,
go ahead, Tim.
well, I was going to say, David, that's great. Teaching other people makes you a better operator yourself, makes you a better ham radio operator, engineer, because you have to you're reinforcing in your own mind everything that you're teaching to somebody else. You're reinforcing that, and it just makes you better.
Oh, exactly. Well, that's like earlier there was a comment made about nobody wants to help other hams because they don't want people to know what they really don't know.
That's not true.
I've been doing this for 32 years, and I'm learning every day. Still, if you're not learning this hobby, you might as well give it up. You might not be building anything or doing all that stuff, but you're going to learn something regularly. And I not only learn from the older guys, I learn stuff from the younger guys.
Well, it took me this long to figure out that little Toads device was what I was looking for my 7000 so I could do FT8 on it. It didn't click until like 2 days ago. I was like, oh, duh. So yeah, I'm
At
learning.
first glance, I thought you had a bottle of Johnny Walker there, Dave.
He did.
No, it's water
Big old
tonight.
long bottle.
Water. I drank a couple beers. It's water tonight because I gotta go back to work tomorrow. I was drinking my Kentucky bourbon last night.
I finished my 3-year-old bottle of scotch last night. There wasn't much left in it, but that much. But
And I talked about how back in the day we used to do that. Well, I'm getting older, so I don't do that. Stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning, drinking all night, get an hour nap, and get up and go to work anymore.
Ooh,
nope.
that
Michael-
was me 30 years ago. Oof.
Michael, we were talking earlier. I set that challenge
my
up for
ears
you
were
guys
ringing.
last week, or a couple of weeks ago. The challenge for who's going to get the extra first.
Oh, it's going to be me.
Well, you told us you were going to do it.
Are
2
you
weeks
testing
ago.
tomorrow?
No, are you testing tomorrow?
No, but I plan to be, because see, I don't have to worry about trying to hurry up and get somebody set up on remote. One of the clubs I belong to, all I gotta do is make a phone call, and all 3 VEs will be set up and ready for me to go. They're all pushing me to get my extra, and they do it on computer anyway, so it don't matter. That way, I don't have to worry about showing everything in my room for the online stuff,
I just don't want
or having to have 3 cameras running.
What's okay? Here's old ham, stupid ham. How do I make sure I can keep my call? Because I don't want
You
them
just-
giving
you-
me a new.
Don't elect for a new call.
You don't elect for them to change it.
All you do is upgrading. You're not
Yeah.
getting them.
Okay.
Well, so there is at least when I took the test 10 plus years ago, there's a checkbox, and I can't remember. It's either I want a new call or I want to maintain my call. It's one of the two.
It's
Make sure you read it.
Okay.
Wait,
it's
the-
a
the-
check.
I think it
It's a
says something-
checkbox that. It's a checkbox because I've been studying quite a bit, and I remember exactly. It's a checkbox saying you do not want them to issue a new call, because When I got my general, I didn't want my call to change either. I've been using my call for so long. I don't want to try to remember a new call.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah,
great American ego there.
Yeah, great American Eagle. Yeah, thanks, Tim.
It comes out every time.
I was thinking of another one, but you know,
This is the 605.
It's kind of like a
and
4473.
You beat me to it, Dave. Josh, I was going to pull it up myself. That's exactly what I was pulling up just now.
I'm dizzy.
Okay.
Slow down.
change my call sign or change my station call sign systematically. You have to, that box has to be checked, and you have to
I'm not
initial it.
doing that. Okay.
That has changed
Yeah.
a little bit since
That was a different form than the one.
This is
I'm pretty sure it told me not to when I. took
this
my
is the
test.
NCVEC, so it could be different on the ARRL form or the W5Y form. Or
Yeah, see, I took W5IY.
I think I did mine through Laurel, but the form I think was the FCC form. Was the form that you walked in. I mean, I sat down. This is back in prehistoric days when you actually had to go and sit down.
Yeah,
at a room.
Prehistoric days. Hey, wait a minute now, Tim. So what is that saying about me when I took mine? When you had to go to a single location, and there was 150 plus people there to
there
test
was like
that
5
day.
when I took my test. So
I had to go to Chicago to take. So back then it was the third class radio telephone operator's license, but that's what you needed to be a board engineer on a radio station back then. But no, I mean, I did mine at the Boy Scout Center. Just went in, but I mean, it was a room full of people taking tests.
you don't even have to have any kind of license to be a board op or board engineer these days.
No.
Just only if you're like a chief engineer or something like that.
Yeah, and I think I don't think it's the same license anymore now.
I don't think so either.
Because it was a third class for a board op, first class to be an engineer. If you're going to do any kind of setting changes, power readings, things like that, I think you had to have a first class license.
Yeah, I was master control operator for WBIR TV, and I had no licenses like that. Same with radio side of things. Michael, tell us what do you got planned for this year? What's your goal?
well, I already started today. Got a new video out. Well, it's a new video for y'all, but that's one I did in the summer. It's one been kept promising that I would get out. I've got another one that probably get out in a day or two, and get out in Potamore. I got out today. I just told the wife, I said, hey, I'm going down to Fall River. She said, okay, be careful, please. And gave her a kiss. Said, I'm going to stop at the store and head down there. I said I should be back in about 2 hours at the most. I was home exactly in 2 hours, so she was happy.
The Packy?
No, the Cumberland Farms.
Oh, you didn't stop at the Packy?
No, I had to
I heard that term the other day. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, the Packy is the package store where they because as you can tell by my accent, I am not from New England. So I had to learn the lingo a long time ago when I was growing up in upstate New York. But the Packy is the package store, which is i.e. the place where you can buy beer and alcohol. We don't have state stores here. At least in Massachusetts, we don't have a state store. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely start getting into more POTA tomorrow. I'm going to meet Eric and when JUR, I hope tomorrow afternoon. I got to throw my gear in from my personal vehicle into my work truck, and hopefully it's not as cold as it was today. Right now I'm looking at 15 degrees, and I think it's supposed to go down to 13 with a wind chill below 0 tonight. So it's a tad bit nipply outside.
No thanks.
But yeah, that's my goals. You know, had a lot of issues. They ended this year, and yeah, I'm a happy guy. I had a 3.5 year court case that I was trying to worked it out, got dismissed, and I'm all happy. So we're gonna POTA on, and we're gonna not be so depressed and crumpled up, and you know, we're gonna go out there and have some more fun. and somebody said, where is it at? Somebody was calling out Dave. Where is it?
It was
Elder Ham.
Douglas, and yeah, it's possibly that I am the oldest on the stream.
I'm
Um,
51.
I don't know about the elder Elmer. I just try
I
to
don't know
help
how
people out.
old Tim is. He just has that glorious beard, and so do you.
I think Tim's the beard came quite a while ago.
Same here. 30 and holding.
What's that?
Okay, I'm 31 and holding, so I'll claim to be
30
the
and holding.
elder Tim.
So yeah, I'll be 55 this year.
I'll embrace the age.
Oh, elder
everyone.
statesman.
So yes, I guess I am the oldest on stream, Douglas. I'll be 58 on January 14th.
Old fart. I was kind of surprised to learn last night on Jason's stream that I was the youngest of that bunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you got to do is get Andy on the stream, knowing nobody's going to be the youngest.
No.
No.
Yeah, right.
No. Good deal. Good.
But speaking of Andy, that's one thing. I mean, we got to listen from a point of view from somebody, because Andy's only been a ham for a few years.
Right.
I was actually his first contact on VHF.
Yeah.
We got to hear from the aspect of the younger generation, and you could hear it in his voice how he's talking about the gatekeepers.
Right. And I think Tim Josh and I had this conversation the other night. It's the newer technologies are bringing out the younger hams. We were talking about boat anchors and stuff like that. That kind of scared me when I first became a ham. It was 1992. And we had some halfway decent HF rigs, but the majority of them were what we call today boat anchors, Collins gear, Drake gear. I mean, the list goes on and on. I had an NC155 receiver was one of my first receivers. I had a Collins 75S-1 that my dad bought me when I became a ham, that we had to go and learn how to tune it and get replaced tubes and everything into it. I had a Seneca, Heathkit Seneca 6-2 transmitter. I had boat anchors, but
some of those old ones, if you set them in front of some of these new hams, especially the ones where you had your transmitter and you had your receiver, and you had to tune them separately, they would just go, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. I would want to try to show them how to do it because I enjoyed learning how to work that equipment.
Right. I think the best entry level HF rig, this is my opinion, is the 7200, the IC 7200, because it's a really keep it simple, stupid radio. It's not buried in menus. It's not you don't get confused by operating it. It's the perfect entry level radio HF.
What, you don't think an 891's a good entry level radio?
No, absolutely not.
891, no. Even a 706 Mark II G. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but the menu system of 7. I mean, there is nothing that compares, and I've got multiple Yaesus. There is nothing that compares to the 891's menu. I hate that menu system.
I leave it alone.
857, 897 is just.
Yes.
Well,
bad.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are just as bad.
The 857 is crazy, but that radio right there, the IC 7200, is not buried in memories. It is really keep it simple, stupid. You can do direct frequency input right off the front. You got a big tuning knob. You've got a volume knob. You got a squelch knob. It's all you need. It's phenomenal radio. And I wish that ICOM came out with a Mark II of that and keep it as simple as that is, but a little bit smaller, because she's not a small girl by any means.
I think if you start calling that a 7200 Mark I, that would prompt ICOM to come out with a Mark II.
That would also prompt
I'm
in here and yell at us.
Exactly. 7300 Mark 1. We'll say
Yeah.
it 3 times. 7300 Mark 1.
Like
I-
the old
I have-
days.
in the 7300, great radio, but it's not an entry. There hasn't been an entry level HF rig until I got my fingers on a 7200. I was making a contacts around the world from Arizona, and I love that stupid radio. And you know what? I traded it up because I went further, but it's an entry level radio without a doubt.
I agree with like Poda Power and some of the others there. Chris and WAOX are talking about the 718, and I agree it's probably a really close second, or it's one of the better radios. Probably start off with really simplistic. For me,
yeah.
it's
I could see that.
Don't
T12.
don't agree with at least publicly with Vaughn. You'll make his head swell, and then Julie's going to have to deal with that.
Yeah, right.
He'll be strutting around the house like, look at me, I'm,
Hey,
and
Oh,
then
the
Julie's
718 is a great radio, but it looks too plasticky for me. I'm
But
sorry.
the Yaesu FT 1200 was a very basic down radio either. But I think today, more modern, I think you could say the 710 is probably pretty basic too. So
Yeah, it is, but there's still menus and bells and whistles to get into, and for some people who have no clue, it scares them. They're like, oh, I've got to do this. Oh, I really don't want to mess up the radio. What happens if I mess up the radio? What happens if I mess something up? No. The 7200, you plug it in, you put the microphone on, you put a tuner on it, and you put an antenna onto it and rock and roll. That's it.
Well, okay, you mentioned tuner, and that made me.
Yeah,
think
it doesn't
some
have a
more.
built-in tuner.
That does the 718 have a built-in tuner?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think that's
Wilson Boatacres did they?
Well, the 7200 or the 718 doesn't have a built-in sound card. Of course, they can get a DigiRig.
7200
Right.
does.
Exactly. The 7200 already has a built-in sound card.
Yep. Then I think that was the first one. I think they've had 3 updates to the firmware since it came out. Don't quote me on that, but I'm gonna guess.
interesting.
But yeah, it does have a built-in codecs into it, so that's awesome.
Well, Tim, we ain't got to you yet. What's your plans, goals for 26?
Triggering people.
I mean, you're good at that. But
Well, not intentionally, no. Gosh, more content. I'm looking down the road. Hopefully within 10 years I'll be retired, and I need to find something to do besides sit around the house and twiddle my thumbs. And that's kind of where I got involved with YouTube, was to teach myself the ropes of that. So, and the ins and outs of content creation and everything like that. So, probably more content will be my big thing. Morse code has been the bane of my existence since 1987, and I have tried. I have a sizable hearing loss now, which makes it hard, and that's what I've been struggling with for the last couple of years. But a lot of it is also holding myself accountable to just sit down and do it. And so I've got some tools to get around that, hearing aids, and also some different modalities of being able to interpret the dits and the das. So that's got to be my goal. And there's several others that have committed to learning CW this year too. So hopefully we can create an accountability group to do that.
that'd be good.
That's my next thing after my extra is to get back to CW.
Well, and you were talking about content creation earlier, Dave. When you get your new toy, that's going to give you some inspiration too, that you were telling me that you got.
Oh yeah,
You hit the buy button on. Wait till you go to a ham fest with that thing.
yeah. I can see it.
I left everybody in the dark. Dave,
I'm pretty sure. I'm going to guess.
What?
Go. Wait. Let's let Tim guess. He knows what it is. I'll guarantee it.
An Osmo Pocket.
Yep.
Yep.
ding, ding, ding.
I figured when Josh, because I've heard Josh describe it that way several times.
Well, I've got the Action 4, and I love the clarity and everything of those cameras. I just wanted something. I was holding out because the 4 is supposed to be coming out, but with everything our wonderful federal government's doing with DJI, I think we're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, but that's the drones, not the camera.
Oh no!
No?
They can anything by DJI that has radio waves.
Yep.
Can be included in it. So yes, they could include the cameras.
And these Osmos, they have Bluetooth capability. So that's the hang up.
So I figured the 3 seems to be a great camera.
Bluetooth's
But
not
Bluetooth is
licensed.
licensed.
Not
No, but
frequency licensed. It might be technology licensed by it.
Right. And
By
they
some-
still have to get approval of that stuff through the different agencies before they send it in the country.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Anything that's China built, and usually y'all smack on China all day long, but I want with DJI. I love DJI products. Anything that's China built right now, I would not count on it passing through the FCC for a while.
Probably not.
I'll tell you what, everybody talks about the GoPro. GoPro still has not figured out their heating problem. And I used to have a GoPro. They still have not figured it out. DJI, with their action camera, they figured out the heating problem. I can run this thing for 2 hours straight and not have a problem with it.
Ham Radio with KE0MAD says, I have a DJI drone for sale for $100,000. That's what's going to happen is there's going to be a black market of DJI drones, and you're going to get the premium out of them. What you got there, Tim?
So that's a DJI Nano.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's an action camera, a separate screen and camera, so you can just clip this wherever, clip it on your clothing, have the viewfinder to do whatever you want. So I've got the Pocket 2, Pocket 3 actually, Pocket 3 also.
Mhm.
There we go. But I went ahead and got this because I do a lot of I try to do a lot of two camera multi-angle stuff, and then and I still shoot with an iPhone and everything, and I like that. I like the convenience of being able to get it in. I think we were talking about that last night with being able to airdrop your video right in to your
That's a
computer.
fun conversation.
Yeah. Well, so I feel like we've got quite a contingency now of Mac-based amateur radio operators. We should start a special Mac-based amateur radio operator live stream.
You should.
Ooh.
Probably
I
awesome.
won't watch it.
That's it'll be past your bedtime anyways, Dave.
Yeah, okay, Tim. It's
Speaking
only
of
past
Dave,
my bedtime because I'm getting up at 4:00 in the morning.
Hey,
speaking of Dave, we have a dealer Dave in the house now.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're already home.
No,
Yep.
He went to all you eat sushi
Yeah, I,
buffet tonight, man. And hibachi.
Yeah, I
I'm
did
all
the
about that.
activation with oh God, I'm so freaking tired. Did the activation this morning at Galveston State Olympic Park, and then drove 4 hours to meet just in time to meet the kids for all you can eat sushi and hibachi. And
Wow.
now I'm back home.
I don't mind.
you gotta remember, Josh, he's not coming to the north side of the state. He's heading west.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, did you hear me on the All-Star note at all tonight?
I did not.
Okay. I responded to you a couple times before Frank and Eric got in there. And
I heard something pop in, right?
Okay.
But there was no audio and it was very brief.
that's interesting. Okay. No, not a problem.
So you guys were talking about. Oh, good evening, Dave. How you doing?
Hey.
So you guys were talking about drones. Back in the day, I used to be like a little bit of a drone aficionado. I built the original DJIs. You know, you had to build the frame onto the arms, the whole 9 yards. I bought a Typhoon. It's called a Unique Typhoon H, Yuneec, Typhoon H. It was a hexacopter. It could haul my DSLR,
Wow.
and it was pretty cheap. It was a really good. It has a 4K camera onto it, and that was 8 years ago. There's a video on my YouTube that I actually have to change the title for. It says it was a flight over the desert over our house in Arizona. That was actually the Unique. That was not a DJI. And at the time when I just posted it, I had a DJI 4, and I was like, I screwed up and I didn't type it in right. But the video quality that came out of that Unique Typhoon H was phenomenal. And it had folding landing gear and the whole 9 yards. So my next step, I wanted to get the DJI Inspire. Phenomenal, but it was way out of my price range.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's funny. Colin's got they're talking about those evil Apple things comment. I have fun harassing everybody about it, but I will give Mac, when it comes to media and that kind of stuff, I'm sorry, Mac's got everybody beat.
I think it's what it's built for. Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's actually what it was built for.
Like newspapers and stuff like that would use that for all the formatting and putting it all, doing all the layouts and stuff. And if you look at some of the professional studios that are doing video editing, they're all using Macs for that stuff.
mhm.
Macs or Linux, they're not really using Windows anymore. But I'm tired. AI needs to go away because I need to put some more memory in my PC, and went and checked. I thought it was bad a month ago.
Yeah.
It's horrendous now. I found Crucial 128 gigs of memory, DDR5, $1,200.
Whoa.
Oh
Yeah.
Has anybody looked at the price of memory right now?
no,
And you can
Oh,
thank AI for it.
Sure.
They have bought the entire supply of chips for 2026. So the what? There's 3 manufacturers that make the chips now left.
Yeah.
They cannot keep up, and all of their stock for 2026 has already been bought by the AI companies.
Interstellar Starman says Apple lost him at Final Cut Pro 10. I used to be a loyal Final Cut fan. Not
Oh,
anymore.
boy. Here we go. Here we go. He's got to pull
Not
out the
anymore.
jacket. There we go.
Adobe.
Adobe.
Premiere is the best editing
Da
out.
Vinci.
Be a
Resolve.
huge
So, a lot of
when
exactly.
Garbage.
A lot of people don't maybe know the full history. Mac was a RISC-based operating system, Windows, Intel-based. So RISC, they have a inherent amount of code that's built into the processor. So Apple kept that code private and said, if you want to write software for our platform, you have to follow these guidelines and everything, all this stuff. And then they would be allowed to do it. Windows took the other approach, the open source kind of approach, and just said it's a free for all. So unfortunately, what you get is when you have a controlled system, you get stuff that works well together. There's a lot of interoperability that just works. Where Windows, anybody that has a computer can write a program, and you can get everything from one end of the gamut of well-written applications to the other side of it's just complete crap. And it's the wild, wild west, and you roll your own and you get your own experience. So for the many in the IT field, I have made a very good living off of the Microsoft platform. I am all Mac now just because I don't want to mess with it. I don't want the headache. I have all that headache at work. I don't need that. I just want to come in here and turn the thing on and do what I got to do. And that's why I have switched to, I'm 100% Mac now.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I've got guys going, hey, what kind of Windows apps do we have for this 7300 Mark II? I'm like, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
Well,
gonna have
see,
to
and
get a
that's-
Windows
that-
computer to do that.
That's the thing with it too. When it comes to most of my ham software is Windows stuff. If they start right, and that's why I'm seeing a lot of things where they're starting to write for Linux. Once I start seeing some of that stuff moving to Linux,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be moving off of Windows and going to Linux.
so like with Mac, I mean, you've got things like Radio Mail to do WinLink with. You've got Pat Menu, which I still haven't quite figured out. There's something in my using basically the coding or like terminal doing the scripting. There's something in there I'm still missing to get Pat Menu to work. Have you tried that at all, Tim? Doing
No, I haven't.
you haven't gotten that far into it.
Nope, haven't gotten that far into it yet.
So,
Yep.
But there's a lot of programs out there. There's actually called Mac Ham Radio. It's a website, machamradio.com, and you can go and get stuff for APRS. And I mean, they give you the updates for all the different logging programs and SDR controls that that Marcus writes, all the updates. And there's a lot of different programs out there for ham radio that you can use that are pretty decent on that website. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything in there that I'm thinking of off the top of my head that I don't have. But I mean, I got a program called Rotor. It's made by the, oh my gosh, what is that software? It's a logging software on the Mac. I don't like using it a lot, but the same guy wrote it for the rotor control, and it works out well. It's a beautiful program for doing rotor control from a Mac, and it's the same software that KMRD uses for logging all the time. And I'm drawing
Rumlog.
Rumlog. Thank you.
Yeah.
The same guy that wrote this rotor control. But it's Ham Radio Deluxe. There's an SSTV program, by Black Cat Systems. I mean, there's lots of programs out there you can use. You don't have to use Windows. So I mean, people want to make that conversion or that change. It's really pretty simple. I mean, you may not have everything. You may not get certain programs you want, Slice Master or something like that, or some of your actually RT Systems for doing radio programming. Most of their radios are doing Apple and Windows now, so you can actually program your radios through Apple. So it's not.
That's not all of those software make up half the software I've got. And my phone, I'm not going to change to Apple. I've got a little bit of a problem with Apple when it came to their phones. When I used to build mobile apps, I was going to build mobile apps, and I wasn't going to make money off my mobile apps. Apple, whether you're making money or not, you have to pay them to put that on their platform.
You have to with Google also.
No, you do not. No, you do not. They've changed it now. They
They've
didn't
changed it now. Yeah.
They did change
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't been making mobile apps for probably about 9 years now.
And
But you did not have to, as long as it was free.
Yeah.
If you were selling it, you paid them.
My understanding is they're also going to be blocking out the developer options for the general distributions, so you can't backdoor APKs in.
Well, we're coming up on 2 hours in. Boy, where'd these 2 hours go?
Yeah, no joke.
Did we trigger anybody? That's what I really want to know. Colin, did we trigger Colin and VK? Did we trigger him?
Hadn't looked like it.
Uh,
Dave, I haven't gotten to you. Let me grab you real quick. What's your resolution / goal 2026? Doesn't have to be ham radio. It can be anything.
Well, it's the new life change. It's moving into a camper. As a matter of fact, I go to the RV show tomorrow to go make sure that there's nothing else that I want. And while I'm at the show, try and make a deal on what I want. And then it's between now and April, it's moving out of here, moving into it. And then, dude, I don't know. So my goal right now is just to move forward. I really wanted to be a part of the Extra by April this year, but between now and April, I've got so much stuff going on that I don't have time to think. So 27 or sometime after, once I'm out on the road and moving around, maybe I'll start studying for Extra. But that's kind of my only goal. Well, the two goals that I want to try and do is really dig into Morse code start learning CW, and then get my extra. But that's about it for me.
There you go. And we have our answer now. Ham DeLorean says he's triggered, but Colin says he's fine.
All right. then everything balanced out.
There you
The,
go.
the world is fine.
There you go.
We achieved world peace.
There we go.
I got a new
All in
phone.
2 hours. Yeah, just real quick. Like there's the like I said, mission different SDR controls for Mac, but there's also like you get the free DV on there. There is also the Whisper Watch is on there. A new program that lets you know kind of what band conditions are is out on there. And the other major one I saw just a second ago, give it to me one more minute here. A VNA Mate. You can actually use from using your VNA device. You can actually, there's a Mac program for using that as well. So there's a ton of stuff out there. It's cool. I don't know if you've explored some of that, Tim, or not, but I've used some of these. They're actually pretty cool.
I'm actually on the website now.
Yeah. Have you checked it out before?
No, I'd never heard of it.
You never heard of it? Okay. Yeah. Mac.
Yeah, see, this is why we have to have this special Mac ham radio users live stream.
I kind of took a little bit of inspiration from KMRD as he said he went to Mac, and I was kind of already down that road already, and I'm just trying to drive it even more. And it looks like there's even a Pat menu update for me out there, so I may explore that one a little bit more. So
The question is, can Mike get Jason converted to Mac? We'll see.
Yeah, that's not gonna
2.0.
2.0. No, that won't happen. No.
He's a stubborn little guy.
Yeah.
happen.
Good, but stubborn.
The thing I like that I'm seeing is most of these like World Radio League, as soon as they get done with the desktop app, they're writing it where it's system agnostic.
Mhm.
And that's the way programs should be written nowadays. If
Yes.
they're not writing it system agnostic, I'm sorry, you're not in the 21st century.
It's out in something.
Think what's his name? Sebastian with World Radio League. I know Jarrett's done it with Ham RS. I don't know what the underlying application is that they write in, but it's a one. The application they write it's like a VM that runs on different operating systems. The nice thing about that is whether you're doing Windows or your Mac or Linux, Fire TV, whatever, it's the same experience for you across the board, which makes it nice because you're not having to learn something different. Me using a Mac and Dave says, "Well, I got a problem with this." I can go, "Well, look here, here, and here," and that experience is exactly the same. And that's
They're
nice.
They're probably using Electron as their front end.
Electron.
That's the thing that's nice about containers because people can run it in containers and make it system agnostic.
Well, and for me, that's one of the reasons why I'm so delighted that, with Tim's help, I discovered SDR control. And I was a really, really big proponent of Ham Radio Deluxe for quite some time. And I kept getting so frustrated with Ham Radio Deluxe because for how many damn years have they promised us a Mac app?
Preach it, brother.
They have yet to do it. And I came out over and over and over on stream saying, where the hell is this thing? And it's never showed up.
How many
How many
years?
have they just been promising to update the app they have?
Yeah, no kidding, right? It's the same damn app when Simon Brown had it.
Mm-hmm.
So they are. So
most people don't even know who he is.
They came out with 6.9 on the logging side for updating the logging software, and he says now that he's able to start working on everything else. So
he said that 2 years ago.
It's too late. It's too late.
Right, 3 years ago.
Oh, I agree because he didn't have anything from 2023 until late 2025. I mean, he's been sitting out there for years working his programs. It should not take you 2 years to work on updating that logging software and the program itself within HRD.
Well, he's come too late because now that I found SDR control does pretty much everything that Ham Radio Deluxe bills to do.
Yeah, it really does. True.
So I'm done. I'm sold. I like SDR control. That's where I'll stick. Although SDR control is limited to just Mac and what? ICOM and Flex. I don't think they've got any Kenwood or
ICOM.
Yaesu stuff.
They have Yaesu and Kenwood.
Do they have Yaesu?
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
have
know that.
Yaesu, 'cause I can do my FTDX10 with it.
Oh,
So-
good.
See, I wish they'd write something like that for Linux. Because that's what I plan on doing. That's why I'm waiting for some of the software to come out. So I want my next actual Ham Shack computer, not my streaming computer, my Ham Shack computer, to be a Linux box. Eventually, I'm going to move away from Linux, Mac, or Windows, Mac, all of them, and go back into, I guess, as one of the guys at work says, we're going back into the command lines. Well, you know what? Linux just works.
Well, run it on ESXi, and then you got your Linux, and then you can run your Windows VM on top of that.
Trust me, Tim. I have, but you have to pay for that now.
I know it's free. It's free again. It's free again for the home license.
Not 9. They hit it in 9. They let 8 come out as free because we're a VMware shop where I'm at. They have hid 9. The free version of 9 is hidden again.
Well, let me get on the phone with Hawk Tan and we'll get that straightened out.
Chris W8OX, you guys should do a Mac focused podcast. So you gave me a couple new things to think about there for the new year there, Chris, on my podcast, the Ham Radio Guy. So maybe I will bring a couple things and talk about that a little bit more because I have not done that and I hadn't thought about that before. So thank you for the great idea there.
Dave mentioned a minute ago his Ham Shack computer. There you go, Dave. That's how we get you to 10,000 subs. We rename your channel. Instead of Ham Shack TV, now it's Ham Shack Computer.
No, I do that for a living. I don't want to talk about computers on the stream.
I don't want to.
Jim knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I'll hit my goals and resolutions and all that crap for this year. This year is not about subscriber growth for me. It's about views growth. I want to start making more engaging videos, drive more comments, that kind of stuff. What I've found in my research and building over the past year is that YouTube really doesn't care about subscriber count. They care about your view count. So that's what I'm going to be working on, trying to get more engaging content elsewhere and otherwise. Got the Ham Shack TV Hamfest tour coming up, fueled by Ham Radio Prep and World Radio League. Orlando, Dayton, and Huntsville. This will be the first foray with the camper, so resolving to make those trips safe. I'm not used to pulling a trailer, period.
Oh yeah.
So
Hey, Josh, can I make a recommendation for you real fast?
Sway bars.
Throw the damn thing on the back of your truck and just drive around with it.
So there's
Honest
one.
to God,
I've done that.
just
There's
put
one
it on
other.
and drive so you can get used to it.
There's one other thing. I'm not that
More
worried about pulling it. It's backing it. That's what I'm most afraid of. And what I've been doing as kind of instead of going and hooking it up, pulling it somewhere to practice backing with it. I've actually started, you're going to laugh at this, but I've actually started playing American Truck Simulator. Now I know you're dealing with a,
No, it's going to be
Not
totally
the same thing.
Not the same.
Not
Not
the
the same.
yeah,
Josh.
but doesn't it kind of correlate which way to turn the wheel?
The shorter
What's
the
up?
trailer you have, the faster it's going to swing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Those
a very short
long
trailer.
those long trailers take a long time to swing, so you have to plan everything out. But on the converse side, the shorter the trailer, the shorter the trailer and the shorter the wheelbase to hitch ratio is going to be. Just get yourself some cones, find a mall parking lot, put yourself some cones out, and just practice driving it and parking it. Honest to God, it will help you in the long run. Practice.
Yep.
Practice sliding in between the cones. Like if you're going to pull into someplace, practice backing into it. Practice going around them. Find out where your jackknife point is, because if you don't, you're going to hurt your truck or you're going to hurt your trailer. So
Yep.
just
I will
practice.
I will say, Josh, even with the practice, any time that you can do a pull through with your trailer instead of backing, do it that
Do it.
way.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah, the shorter the trailer and the shorter that between the hitch and your truck, you can start to turn those things pretty quick. So that's why I always prefer one is dual axle trailers, and then I think usually I try and stick with 16 foot or longer, just because those short. I mean, how I learned to back. You guys are gonna laugh at this. I had one of the 4-wheeled wagons that you put hay on out in the farmers, and then it had the front wheels that also worked. You had a long pipe that was the hitch, and those front wheels pivoted.
Yep.
They moved.
Mhm.
And I had a tractor with the with the dual brake control, and you could steer. Push the right pedal and turn left or turn right with the right one. And I had to back a trailer or one of those hay trailers into the back of a barn to load. And you have the hitch on that trailer with those steering wheels on the trailer, and that tractor that had the dual brakes. I had to make sure. Well, I was thinking if I had them locked, because there's like a little flip over thing that would lock those brakes together, so they're together, or you could have them separate. I don't remember which one I had, but that was one of the hardest things I ever done. Once I did that, I never had a problem backing again, because that was the hardest thing I'd ever done to back a trailer. But that was a learning curve for me, and to figure out where things were. And then I drove a commercial coach for a short time, and I didn't have to ever drive it far, but trying to drive a coach bus and knowing where its center point is and where it turns, where its center point is going around a curve or around a corner, that's very interesting to find out where that sits as well. So,
hey Marvin, I got you beat on the coach. I had a 40-foot school bus with a trailer hitch on the back of it, with a 18-foot enclosed twin axle trailer. You want to talk about learning how to back something up?
Yeah, sure.
Josh, you got a single axle or a dual axle?
It's a single axle 18 foot.
Okay,
that's awesome, Colin. That's exactly right. That's I was working on the farm as a kid.
Yep.
So I think it was Michael that mentioned it. Go to the mall parking lot. Go somewhere where you can
throw some cones out. Learn your mirrors. Learn your spaces, your visual spaces, everything,
and understand everything is reversed.
You'll become a pro in like a week if you just go out and do it. When you go out to the store, put the trailer on. If you're going to the Packy,
yeah.
Learn where you can park it, because you obviously can't park in a parking spot, so you'll have to slide up along a curb someplace. Just different methodologies for doing it. You'll learn it, and it'll be rote in your mind.
So Josh,
just practice with it.
When you go to a store or you pull in your driveway, do you back in or pull in?
So when I pull, you talking about without the trailer on?
Yeah, without the trailer on.
I prefer backing all the time.
You do? Okay.
Well, you're halfway there.
He's halfway there.
Oh, I can put my truck in a tiny space if I needed to. It's just backing the trailer that's a little bit of a.
How are you on parallel parking?
Okay.
I
can handle it.
So everything is going to be reversed. Left is right, right is left when you've got a trailer. So
yeah,
and it's just taking it slow, taking it easy, planning it out in your head, and knowing where you want to put that thing when you're done.
Yep. You will get frustrated. Right. You will scream at yourself.
So I'll tell you a story. What I had Jason, my local Jason here, he did all the refurbishment work on the camper. I took it over to his house, which is a couple miles away, and it took me. I was out in front of his house for probably 30 minutes trying to back the damn thing in his driveway, and I could not get it in his driveway for nothing. Finally, he said, "Move," and I got out of my driver's seat and he backed it in there. So yeah, you get frustrated for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, so what you need to do is get your leg strap
trick, especially with the.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say while you're at it, leg strap with your CW key so you can practice your Morse code as you're backing up.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
No, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's just what he needs.
trick my dad taught me was, especially in the beginning when you're first learning to back a trailer, don't have your hand on the top of the steering wheel, put it on the bottom of the steering wheel.
Mhm.
Because then if you decide I'm going to go left and you go left on the bottom of the steering wheel, it's actually going right, but it'll steer the trailer. You can steer the trailer with the bottom of the steering wheel. And it will go where you want it on the bottom of I need it to go left, and turn that steering wheel at the bottom of it to the left. Your truck's actually going to go right, but it'll steer the trailer left. So try that. And that'll get you in the habit of understanding which direction the steering wheel needs to go and what you want it to do. And then you can go back to holding the steering wheel normally once you get a handle of it. But yeah, just put your hand on the bottom of the steering wheel.
Sounds like a winner.
That's actually a great trick, Dave.
I never heard that, but I didn't have a dad to
Yeah.
teach me how to pull a trailer either. So, I mean, I had a dad. I just didn't have a dad to teach me how to pull a trailer.
Colin says hook the Morse key to the brake pedal while reversing. It would be funny to decode.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right, fellas, let's wrap this thing up. I'm getting pretty tired. Do a quick around the horn. Dave, you're next to me, so I'll let you have it first.
All right. Well, like I said, I went out and did that putter today, so I've got that video coming out. It was pretty interesting. So watch for that. Other than that, just going to start doing more content. I got a G106 that I need to do a video on. It's about all I've got coming up right now, and then working on my extra.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it. Douglas says, ask him why tired. I have been under the weather for about 2 weeks. So, yeah, why tired? That's the answer right there.
He's got the vid.
It was not the vid. Try RSV.
Oh yeah.
That was
Marvin.
the vid before it was the vid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Marvin, your turn.
I'm gonna let's go with Winter Field Day. It's coming up January 24th and 25th. Get out there, register on the site. Give us your Winter Field Day location. We'd like to know where those are at. We look forward to hearing you on the air. There's a lot of good things out there. I thank you for all the people who are going out and buying the Winter Field Day gear this year. We have a brand new store out there and a lot of cool shirts. I wish I had right here. Yeah, hopefully it'll show up on the camera. This is my wife's shirt. And
Oh, go ahead and admit it. You're wearing pink.
That's okay. That's all right.
Real men wear pink.
so
Pink is my favorite.
I don't know if it's going to show up or not. Anyway, that is. But it's the cool logo that we got going on. Anyway, so that's really supporting us out there. We don't we make very little on those shirts, but even every little couple bucks kind of helps support us as an organization. We don't get paid to do the job, but we appreciate you being part of Winter Field Day, and we've got a lot of good objectives out there this year for you to go out and really kind of help you create your new challenge, your goal, resolution, whatever you want to call it, for 2026. Something you may have not done in the past, you may have interested in doing. So we'd love to have you out there trying that and submitting your log. And World Radio League, we'll be working with them. We'll be on the live stream next Monday with them, talking about Winter Field Day and our integration with them and World Radio League, as we started with last year with them. So a lot of stuff coming up, and I think a lot of the state QSO parties may start here later in the month, or maybe it's beginning of February. I can't remember which, but those are always fun too, and take part in some of them this year. So I'm hoping to do a lot more of them along the way, because I love those state QSO parties. Why they're so much fun, but they are. But the next big thing coming around the corner, and I won't be making Orlando, unfortunately, because I've got a new job started, and I probably just can't get that one. But Dayton, you'll definitely see me at, and I'm really, really hoping and praying that Huntsville will work. I can get there, so we'll see.
We'll have a hell of a time up on the mountain. Hey, y'all, we got some breaking news. Vaughn and Julie are one away from 2,200. Somebody in this live stream is not subscribed to Poda Power. go do it and make that happen. Get them to 2,200. That was really dramatic for that, but it gave me an excuse.
That's what's happening, you know. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, go subscribe to them. They're a great show to watch. A lot of fun, and we love Photo Power. So
Absolutely. Tim, your turn. What's coming up this week?
Just more videos on the IC 7300 Mark II. Maybe a little comparison between the classic Mark I and the Mark II, or some of the things. I haven't pulled anything out completely yet, so flushed it out. But we'll get some new videos, and I'm going to start doing some comparisons because I am getting a lot of people asking about Windows apps to do that remotely. The other thing that I do want to dive down to, and I haven't flushed it out completely, is the we've got people, I hear it all the time, throwing out, well, just do Tailscale or just do port forwarding without any understanding or repercussions of what that situation is with that individual. And so I know we like to help people out, and that's good, but network security is a whole different animal, and opening up somebody's network to make it easier for them to remotely operate their network could put them in a situation where it's going to have financial, legal ramifications. And I think we need to be a little bit more careful about what we do. So Tailscale is a great thing, but I don't think people understand what the ramifications are of opening up your entire network, because you can't put a Tailscale client on your 7300. So you're going to have to put some kind of a gateway in there, which is basically going to expose a portion of your network to outside people that you may or may not want exposed. And so I want to find a way of getting that into the ether and providing some ways that people understand what they're getting into to do that. Marvin, I heard Marvin mention earlier the SmartLink service that Flex has, right? So that's a 1-to-1. So your radio has a SmartLink client built into it, and then it goes and connects to a service like Tailscale. It's a VPN service that then you make an encrypted tunnel between your radio and your client, and you're not exposing your entire network to the world. And there's a lot of bad actors out there, and the whole mindset of, well, I'm just a little guy and nobody wants my information. That is the farthest thing from the truth. You are the ideal person that they want to attack because you have no insight to what they're doing, and they can go unfettered, especially with everybody with higher speed connections, cable, and fiber optic networks now. You're can be a sitting duck, and so it's very important and imperative that you ensure that you're doing it safely and not overexposing or openly exposing your network.
That's a great point, Tim. I'm glad you actually brought that up, because we didn't really mention much about that side of the security earlier, but there is something you do need to worry about. Yes, for sure.
Well, that's like when he first brought up Telescale. I thought he was going to say Zero Tier before he brought that up. And yet Zero Tier is great for people, but they don't realize that VPN is somebody else's server. And the way that VPN is set up on Zero Tier, they don't have to hack you. All they've got to do is hack Zero Tier's server, and they have everybody that's on Zero Tier's computers now.
Yeah, good points there. Good points. Michael, what's up?
Me?
This week.
Yeah. What was the question?
It's the final around the horn. What do you got to say before we go?
Dude, it's going to be a beautiful week. We'll see you next week. It's going to be fun. There's the camera. It's going to be a beautiful week. It's going to be a fun week.
Into my eyes. Stare into my eyes. There we go.
We're gonna have fun this week. I'm gonna get this weekend, get out, do some more POTA. We'll see you next week, next Thursday. And I'll probably be seeing some of you tomorrow night on Weekend Warriors podcast. But yeah, we're gonna have fun. It's just this year is. My wife said, "What are we gonna do this year?" I said, "We're gonna have fun."
Yep.
Her fun might not be my fun, but I said we're gonna have fun. I'm done moping around. We're gonna have fun this year. Gonna have a blast. Start cranking out more videos, but this week is going to be a fun week. Gonna get out there, do some more POTA, get some more videos posted, make some more videos, come up with some more ideas. I actually have an idea that I talked to Josh about months ago in the background about why the FJ Cruiser isn't the best off-road vehicle for overlanding and everything, but actually turning around and making it think it is. So that ought to be fun. We're going to have a blast. Yeah, it's going to be fun. What are you doing, Dave?
Dealer Dave. Mesh Dave.
Mesh Dave.
Nothing.
Come on, Dealer Dave.
For his extra.
I got the RV. I got the RV show tomorrow. Like I said, the focus right now is just getting moved in. That's about it. Network security is something I'm just now starting to learn about. And Tim, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of scary tools out there, and opening up ports on your network and on your computer makes it even scarier. So, but yeah, that's it. I just want to go to bed. I'm tired. It's been a day. It's been 2 days. So
you don't have to worry about that little kid with the Flipper Zero. Trust me.
I mean,
that was the Four Roses, Dave.
You two were trying to cause some havoc with Jason's network last night, it looked like. You and Mike.
Four Roses was good. Oh, it was good.
Small batch Four Roses?
Yeah, we were having a blast. I tried to be a good boy. I tried to just drink beer. And then they opened that bottle.
Was it another
Yes.
I love you, dude night?
They opened that bottle, and he's like, "Here, just try it." And I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go." It was close. It was close.
Mike was he was a little
It was
toasted
a good
last
time.
night.
We had a blast.
You were mixing that with the champagne.
Oh,
Yeah, he was.
oh,
No, you were too. I saw you. Don't lie.
Yep.
oh.
You were double
So
fisted.
I had beer, Four Roses, and champagne.
That's painful.
I was.
Followed up by all you can eat sushi and hibachi tonight.
Oh,
Hey, but
Yeah, today,
when me and Dave made contact today, he didn't sound at all like he was that bothered.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what Mike's status is.
Oh, dude, I was hunting POTA. I did not want to pile up. I was like, oh, he didn't want to activate this morning. He was like,
you didn't hunt me, Dave.
But we all kind of talked him into it. But yeah, I didn't want to pile up. I didn't want to have to deal with it.
That's funny. After him all night last night was like, we're going to
I
the
was
beach.
just going down the list on Polo at the time that I was active.
Yeah.
I think I worked Jason, but I wasn't in a position to get on the radio with when you were on, and I think I saw Mike get spotted too.
Yep. All right, fellas. Appreciate y'all being here. Let me throw y'all back in the waiting room. I'll catch y'all here in just a minute. Couple things before we cut this one off for the night. If you're a channel member, you may notice that there are no videos posted, future dated right now. I'm going to start working on that probably tomorrow. Get some new stuff posted for you guys. Channel members, reason I ask about channel members is that does give you access to everything I post early. So if you want to become a channel member, down below on YouTube, you see a little join button. You click that. You can be a channel member for as little as $2.99 a month. Channel donations are also available down next to the chat, little flashing icon down there. Looks like we already got one channel donation tonight, and they have the record for 2026, January and this week. So you all can still do that if you want. We certainly appreciate it. I do want to shout out Ham Radio Prep and World Radio League. We have completely finalized our deal for the 2026 tour. So it is official now. Appreciate them joining in on the Hamfest tour. Dayton or Orlando, Dayton, and then Huntsville. So we're looking forward to that. Appreciate their support. There's T.O. with his 5-month membership. Appreciate him. I think he is implying that I need to play a clip for that.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man. All right, let's.
And then K8KZ wants to get his clip in. So
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man. All right, let's.
Appreciate everybody watching. Next week, we'll be back once again. We are now back in normal production. I don't have a topic yet for next week. So if you've got any ideas, shoot me an email, josh@a4wx.com. Email me on or get a hold of me on Discord, whatever, and we'll go from there. Appreciate everybody's support. Appreciate y'all being here. We'll see you next week. AA4WX WSCB 693. Where's the thing? I'll find it in a second. There it is. I just played the clip twice, so I'm not going to do it again. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week.